Hello everybody, and welcome to a very special Sunday evening stream. Welcome in everybody who's joining me live today, and if you're watching the VOD after the fact, hello and welcome to you. I see some regular names. John, how you doing? Dusk here as well. Hex, Pete. Also, maybe some new names for at least the start of the stream. Cameron, here for the first time. Huck is here. Hello! Happy weekend, everybody. For a lot of you, it's probably your Sunday evening, Sunday night, if you're watching this live. If you're watching the VOD after the fact, who knows what day it is and who knows what the world looked like. Treat yourself to an ice cream or something, unless it's horrifically cold. Either way, this is a Sunday stream. This is a Humankind stream. And today we're continuing a game from last time. But don't worry if you missed it last time, because... Can we get to triple-digit likes for the Sunday gang? Surely today is the day that we hit triple digits. I can feel it in my bones. Either way, as I was actually saying before I got rudely interrupted by myself, this game is max humankind difficulty, as the title suggests. As the title also suggests, it's aesthete cultures only, and some modded cultures. I'm using one right now, actually. So maybe we start here with a gentle reminder that we're playing as the modded Heian Japanese. Dusk, very familiar with this culture. We have a unique building called the Shinden Estate. +5 influence, +10 stability, and per adjacent district, a small bonus to influence and money. That's pretty good. Good enough. And then we have this unit, the Samurai, a mounted, ranged Samurai with the Mandate of Heaven promotion, bonus combat strength when stability is high, which of course it is. Okay, I want to try out this bad boy because its resource costs are fairly low for the era. We just need to get chivalry unlocked. We need to figure out how to chivalrously ride some horses. Have a look over the left-hand side here. You'll see I'm in second place at the moment. And honestly, actually, quite far away from first. This is a problem. What's more of a problem, though, I feel, is my diplomacy screen. Yeah. This is ugly.
Reasonable ones, but it seems you want more.
So, the player in first has decided to declare war against me. This happened at the very end of last stream. Before I address that, maybe it's a good idea to, if in doubt, zoom out. And and it's all coming back to me. So, this was once a map full of life. 4 players were knocked out last time. One of them by me, but they fought me first, okay? And the world has basically slowly emerged. A few key powers have emerged. You can see green and yellow are still battling it out in the never-eat-soggy west. In the center of the universe is where red sits, the player in first, and also me. I've sort of spilled out this way and grabbed a whole load of extra stuff over here too. In this kind of new world place. I need some sound. Not that much sound. Jeez. And then over in the east, we have a really weak, crumbling brown empire. Really weak. Really crumbly. Dreadful, actually. What am I going to do? The responsible decision to purchase Elden Ring. Octopus, fantastic and brilliant. Amazing. Premeditainment. Your boy's sick. Still sick, Yorkie. He was sick a few days ago. Jeez, my dude. I'm sorry. You're still sick. I mean, 'tis the season, I suppose. I hope you do feel better soon, though, and let me entertain you on your sick days off. Aesthete, war everywhere. Literally. I saw you in Twitch chat because I was looking at Dusk's very generous 15 shekel super chat donation. I see my Georgian culture on the thumbnail. Are they in this game? They were. Yes. All 3 of the cultures on the thumbnail were in this game. Thank you for the 15 shekels, by the way. And also 1 additional culture. They are all in the description of the YouTube livestream. VOD. So you can see them in there. But yes, all of those ones on the thumbnail were added. No clickbait whatsoever. Whether I get to play them or not is another question entirely. As you can see, I'm in the medieval era already. So if I've missed them, I've missed them. However, other players may not have, is the other important thing to note. We could come up against them and see their units in combat. Speaking of units in combat, I wonder if, because we've just jumped back into the stream, and it's a little hectic to just be straight into war, I'm wondering if we just peace out of this. We will have to give up Mikuba. Mikuba, Yukuba. Let's peace out to just forget that this happened. And give me a little bit of time to regroup. What did I lose? I lost that one territory there. Okay. We'll take that back. We'll take that back. It has, however, made me incredibly bankrupt. So maybe I should turn to the other players in the game, like Aesthete over here, who has no luxuries to trade. Okay.
Remedy this impasse. You will pay.
I don't know about this, default AI Persona 4. I feel like this is a little aggressive from you. We might leave you be. Is there a single player in this world? Green. Here we go.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Of course, I can't actually buy anything from you, but you could buy things from me. Please buy things from me. Oh dear. Okay, cavemanism should probably hoover this up as soon as possible, but let's take a look in our beautiful city, shall we? Now that we don't have to worry about the war, one thing I might do is start to allocate a few extra people. I'm not sure about this policy, to be honest. I think we want max people there. We want a lot of people on industry because it looks like I just have food for days. So who even cares? So what I'll do is readjust some people over into science and crucially into money. I wonder if building money districts is a good idea too. Maybe if we just get one online, give us one extra job, it'll make the process of recovering from a quick peace out a little bit faster, I think. Memphis is kind of struggling, to be completely honest. Really kind of struggling. Maybe a gold district here. At +6. I don't even think that's worthwhile. You just keep doing you, Memphis. You just keep on doing you. The song there as well. Yes, I think I've missed the song though, right?
We would all benefit from growing closer, don't you think?
Have I ever played Endless Legion? Yes, I have.
What are you up to, I wonder?
The Georgians want to trade everything. Please,
in my throat.
buy my stuff off me. We're back with this overcrowded map. Although, I would argue King Toto actually full, but not... It doesn't really feel as overcrowded anymore now that there are fewer colors on the map. Fewer players, I think, have helped make this feel way more manageable. You're standing in my territory, so you look like military stars if I ever saw them. I'm going to tackle this battle head on, because one, I want to take down this unit without losing any of my own, and two, I need to take a sip of this coffee. This boy's got a dry mouth. He does, okay? He does.
Let's go!
Should have attacked with the archer first. Always a good idea to go ranged first. Always go ranged, everybody. You should though, because it'll weaken the target a little bit, and weakening the target a little bit could reduce the amount of damage you take in return when they stab you. Dusk, is that another 15 shekels? I'm rolling in shekels. Rolling in the deep, baby. Jeez. Thank you so much. By the way, can you zoom in on the Georgians map and try to find their EQ? It has a custom model. Yeah. Yes. I noticed it had a custom model in its artwork. Whoa, this persona is literally screaming at me. So the Georgians, they are these guys. Orange. Okay, let's have a look. See if they've got anything left to show for themselves. Where are they? Hello? Actually, where are they? Or where were they, even? Oh my god. Somewhere around here? This may be something that reveals itself in the long run, because I don't even know where they are. I'm not blind, am I? There is no orange left on this map. No. But yeah, we will have a look. I was looking... We can have a look at their culture card even at toward the end of the stream, if I can't find them alive having built one of their uniques in-game. because it was even on the selection screen. I think we saw it last time on the selection screen, actually, when we were looking at their cultures. But of course, I would love to see it in the world, because the fact that you've got those custom rendered, by the way, shout out to you, because the fact that you've got those custom rendered emblematic districts makes a huge difference to the sort of the flavor, the feel of the culture. A massive difference. So go you for doing something cool and different. And what I'm sure takes a lot more work as well. It's got to be said. A lot more work for what can feel like no extra reward, right? So go you. I think I can just resolve this one. This guy's got like nothing. I think maybe also we should pick on this player.
You are as welcome as
right?
the plague.
Let's do this in a very sort of peaceful
Your
way.
proposal is too much of a ball
Let's
and
do
chain
this.
on my ambitions.
Let's propose that they share maps.
Your
They
proposal is
sort of
too
rejected
much
it. I was
of a ball
hoping
and
to get some
chain
extra
on
wall
my
support
ambitions.
out of that.
Balderdash.
I didn't. Whoa, I think we will attack them though, because I have a little standing army that could probably sort of start to turn the tide and win me a few extra victory points. It's going to take us 7 turns to get over there, but that could be the 7 turns that I need to produce some extra units, although looking at these units, they are just dreadful. The burden of playing only Aesthete cultures may be starting to impact my science a bit. I don't know. It kind of feels like it is, anyway.
Yes.
Move my units here to block these knights. These are going to be tough for me to take down.
No mercy.
I wish I knew how to make these. No, but seriously, this should be okay, actually. They're not as bad as I thought. Although, stabbing head on into them, not a great idea. So I'm going to defend in place. Is the lag quiet compared to game music? Am I a bit quiet? Is my music up or is my microphone down? Let's delve in. No, that looks about right. I did add something to make me... I did add a couple of compression filters to my microphone. Because I scream. And people are like, stop screaming. You're too loud. But what I could do is reduce... Make it really loud. That probably made it really loud. What I could do is make that so it's a little less harsh. How about that? A little bit less compression. Hopefully this helps. Let me know, Yorkie. Let me know if that sounds better to you now. It should. Especially once I jump back to the game. My accent? What accent? You mean the Queen's pure England? Hides the opponent's fame score on the trade and war screen. Oh, yeah, sorry, Pete. Those alerts. I only have them up to try and reward the Twitch donators, but I don't want them to be annoying. It's a fine line for me, because also there aren't a huge number of them. But maybe that makes it even more important to reward them. I don't know, but yeah, absolutely I can move it down. Anybody else got any requests in the crowd? Any, like, song requests or... technical requests, any video requests, anybody at all? Nothing? When there's no music, I'm not sure when the music kicks in. Yeah, okay, let's jump back to the music. I'm joking, of course, but please, fire any feedback. Like, if you ever think of anything like that, and you're like, oh, this should be louder, or this should be quieter, or this should be... Just fire away. Fire away. No need for a donation to highlight something either, just at JumboPixel if you want to highlight something. Hey, Torrentius, good to see you. Yeah. Good times. Okay. Oh, take care of that one. No problemo. And then move this healthy unit to the low ground. Move the unhealthy unit to the high ground. Try and just distribute the damage a little more readily. Between them. Which we did do. Oh my god, this volume's on 100. Let me turn that down. hopefully that's also made, that may have also made a difference. Okay. And just like that, we distribute the damage around. We keep most of our units alive. We trade 2, we get 1. I mean, it's not the end of the world. But it will be the end of the world if I lose these units. So we'll heal them up. Let's have a look at the tech tree. Yeah, I'm bad. I'm bad. We need war summons. At the very least, we need war summons. Probably also heavy infantry, I would say. Then I'd like to get theology for the +1 city cap. It's going to be a slow time. It's going to be a slow-ass time. I love the accent taunts. Fire away. I'll happily defend my bogan, incoherent England. And thank you again, Dusk, for that second super chat. I'm not sure if I properly thanked you. Might have got caught up with the trying to find your model on the map, which I'll keep doing periodically. But thanks again for another 15 shekels. You shekel me feel happy. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. Also, we've lost like 50 Twitch subscriptions in the last few days because so many of them were generously gifted that I think we've fallen down to a base level. Oh, that is funny. But also kind of... Oh, jeez, this goes coffee everywhere, but also kind of tragic. Sorry, I'm just trying to also quickly adjust a new goal. 799. Why does the goal have to start with a 7? I just don't get that. I'm going to set a triple-digit goal, because that feels like a really goodie. Wham! And then it's a good long-term one, I figure, as well. Something that I can work away at. This month, by the way, will be my 12-month anniversary in the YouTube Partner Program, which I consider to be my sort of official start at giving YouTube a proper go. So if you've got any ideas about how you'd like to see that celebrated, commiserated, whatever it might be, please let me know. Please let me know. I'd love to hear your ideas. Thank you to everybody who's already liked the video as well. 27 likes strong. Just going to check the video details as well. Sorry, just bear with me here at the start of the stream. An unusually slow start, I apologize. Let's call it New Cultures to the Rescue. I don't know, it's the same as the thumbnail. There we go. I'll just sort of make this a bit more appealing. Boom. Alright, let's consider this the official beginning, now that somebody has got their admin together. Huh? Setting stream goals. Huh? Changing the title. Huh? Okay, great. 3, 2, 1. Come on, you idiot. Come on, my grandma could tab out faster than you, and she's on a train in Siberia running away. Where are we? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Great. Let us formally begin with some pox in the wind. Let's lock down the city. Avoid those bad consequences. Hopefully my voice should be better. Please let me know if it's not. Hopefully the alerts will be in a better place now too, Pete. Also looks like they're not blocking any important stuff up here, which is good. Let's refuse that. Try and hold on to my civics. It's ridiculous that I don't have control of them. And I think also further highlights just how crappy some of my yields are here. But that's okay. Sure. Let's also move 2 more swordsmen to the front of the queue to replace those who we tragically just lost against those barbarian horses. My economy is crippling me something awful. But apart from that, this is going not too bad. I say, through really gritted teeth, to be honest. Not too bad. Urgh. I'm not even sure how to catch this up. The first step is going to be to reinforce against this threat, which has not gone away. They're going to look to challenge. Interesting. They are so aggressive. A reminder, we are not at war anymore. I almost think that defending that river is going to be more important than defending this flank. So, in the deployment, can't redeploy because they were too far away to redeploy in the first turn. That is heartbreaking. But so long as my poor boys can survive... Oh, jeez. You're not in Guatemala now, Dr. Ropata. This is ugly. To go up for the high ground. Stab against the crossbow, which is never a good idea. The horse is going to run absolutely rampant and wild. But there's not a lot I can do about that, so I have to just defend, and the archer dies. The archer, of course, don't forget though, is wildly out of date at this point. It would have been nice to keep it alive just to upgrade it, really. But even then, actually, if we play out the sort of Queen's Gambit 2 moves ahead, would I have been able to afford that? Computer says probably no. I think computer says no, to be completely honest. I have no way to get out of here because we're bottlenecked in against this stupid crossbow that is now hiding behind a wall. Oh, jeez. I guess I stand up against it, try and make my way through next turn. Just take shots in the face. It was either that or move to this low ground river, but then we just get destroyed by these warriors. I think I lose the flag, lose the fight, and try and just run away with my tail between my legs. Speaking of tail between legs though, we'll take out that stupid horse. I wonder if there's also a way to springboard through this unit and take out someone else. No, probably a bad idea. Let's not try it. Let's escape with what we've got. Oy. I can't afford to heal them, so we just have to heal and hope for the best. I guess it's saving me a little bit of gold per turn is the only upside on that very cloudy day. On that very cloudy day. The city of Heian Kyo, which I will rename after you, Dusk. Thank you again. What should we call it? Heian Dusk? Sure, we'll just hijack the name and throw Dusk on the end of it. Amazing. It would help if we didn't spell it like Heineken. That would be a good start. There we go. Great. Tinker here as well. What's up? I'm late. Or maybe you're early. Who are we comparing you to? That's the question. Welcome in, either way. Still in the medieval? Yeah! I mean, it's only turn 100. What do I want to place here? I feel like money is still an ongoing issue, as is our science, really. As is our food, really. What do our food districts look like? Oh, 43. What? You'll never have to worry about food again, you fools! I'm tempted to fire everybody out of the city just to reset the population for that, to be completely honest. But I won't. I'll instead just completely redistribute everybody onto industry and money. Completely change that last plan. Put everyone on industry and money, complete this district as fast as we can. That will give us enough food that we won't have to have people assigned as farmers, because we'll have so much food that Heian Dusk doesn't even care. Amazing. Let's group these units together. Come on. Heal them up, defend them. This territory needs to attach as quickly as possible, just so that somebody doesn't ransack it or take it in a war or something daft like that. So, let me hoover it onto Cavemanism, which is about to struggle with stability, but not quite yet. Maybe I should just keep funneling in these estates. Unless we have any infrastructural, and no, we don't. Okay, cool. We've just got these ones. Might put those in first. Merge these units together, continue to heal, and
As
we're at...
feudal structures
Whoa!
prove practical
Okay.
for both farming and warfare, certain codes and practices arise that ideally ensure a fair and
We're at turn
honourable
100.
society.
Jeez, that was insanely loud on my end. I hope it wasn't on yours. Apologies. You should now have a compressor though, which will stop me from yelling. Should we test it? Okay, headphone warning to anybody listening right now or watching. Headphone warning, I'm just going to test the compressor. I'm going to turn away from the microphone, but I'm going to just make some noises. Noises! Loud! Oh jeez, that just made me cough. Okay, that was a little test. I'll be able to listen to that back and see how it goes. The English would like to trade. Fantastic. Default AI Persona 4. Continue your trade with me along your merry way. And let's keep grouping up these dudes. Nice. 2 and 100. Ceremoniously very short.
Friends to dinner.
Twitch is being stupid and not loading for me. Ugh. What does the Hound Japanese do? Dr. Train, welcome in, and welcome in to everybody else who may just be tuning in. That was quite the introduction, if you were, though. Sorry. Hound Japanese, quite simply, we're an aesthete culture. We have a very simple district, the Shinden Estate, providing influence and stability, and some additional money and influence per adjacent. And then we have this unit, which is super interesting to me. We've just unlocked chivalry, so I can build the samurai. And I should absolutely be doing that now. It'll be by far and away my best unit, right? 34 strength, yeah. It's also a very expensive one, I'll note, compared to everything else that I've got. 4 turns to pump out one of these bad boys. But obviously it'll be worthwhile. Let's pump them out here. Grab 2 samurai there. Let's get inventing. Let's get Thebes to have 1 samurai on board, I guess. A little disappointing. I think the number of districts here may be slowing us down. The number of aesthete districts may be incredibly slowing me down. But I should keep building it. So this is what the unique looks like. You can see this is actually a fairly average yield for it as well. We started as Joe, so we have a little bit of extra stability from our districts. Here I don't really have a lot adjacent to it, so it doesn't really stand to benefit much. I wonder if actually there'd be a better way to plan for future adjacencies. Potentially by placing it here, actually. Yeah, let's do that. And let's move it ahead of these research quarters. I think I'll prioritize that, and I'll prioritize... Whomp. Taking people off food. Stop eating. Start doing things. Surely also in this city, yeah, the food districts are mega high yield. That one's in a bad place now if I'm going to be building food districts up there. Let's do a little number like that. Nice. Hopefully it'll get that city online. Again, I think we're going to continuously, routinely, over and over again, struggle with having enough industry to support ourselves. Which is another reason why I think we might look to do some gentle aesthete expansion on our neighbor here. What districts do they have? Research quarters, makers quarters, farmers quarters. Also, by the way, today is the last day of stream week, which I'm counting from last Monday to this Monday, my time, which will be Sunday to Sunday your time. Technically one more day than a week. But it started a week ago with Humankind multiplayer. This time last week. Frantically playing Humankind multiplayer. A brilliant game it was, too. I'll insta-resolve this. I don't mind taking some losses, to be honest. They're outdated troops anyway. And then, since then, we had the entirety of stream week. I think I had a day where I didn't stream, but for the most part I did. And we played Humankind. This will be the 3rd Humankind session, the 2nd on this save. We played Elden Ring, which was a super risk for me. Evaluating that risk, I mean, I wouldn't say it paid off, but I enjoyed it, and it sort of performed well enough. The people who watched it seemed to really enjoy it, which makes me really happy, and at the end of the day, that's ultimately all that matters. That sounds cheesy, but it is true. If I enjoy it and the people enjoy it, that's the most important thing. You, the people, obviously. Then, did YouTube enjoy it? I.e., did the algorithm think it was a good idea? The answer to that is no. And then lastly, was it financially viable or practically viable? Viable in all senses. The answer to that, also probably a no. But it was really enjoyable. We did it not once, but twice throughout stream week. So thank you to everybody, especially if you tuned in on those days and you were helping me out in chat. I really do appreciate that. I might chop down a forest or something with these guys. I feel like that's a good idea. And also, don't forget, the stream before this one, 2 days ago, was Galactic Civilizations 4, which was my first foray on a space 4X strategy game on the channel. I'm a big Stellaris fan. A huge Stellaris fan, actually. But I've never played it on the channel. Again, it's considering those 4 factors, and I think the latter 2 in particular would really dislike it, unfortunately. But let's get plus 10 food per attached territories with communal land. Wasn't what I was going to say. What I was going to say was, played Galactic Civilizations 4, and that was a barrel of laughs as well, with the Furby Empire and the Tree People. A really fun take, too, at a Space 4X game that's turn-based. A lot of them tend to be real-time. I note also that Distant Worlds came out, but like I say, my game budget this month was completely blown by, ooh, the Muggles are struggling with their stability. Yeah. Completely blown by Elden Ring, but next month there'll be another Google whatever will come through, and maybe I'll get Distant Worlds. Or maybe something else. There's actually a couple of other things that have piqued my interest too. It's going to be a really oversaturated market as we move into the end of this month and next month and the month after as well, because there are quite a few interesting games coming out of Hooded Horse publisher. A couple of Space 4X games in particular that I've covered on the channel. We have Rune. We have Dune Spice Wars as well on the horizon at some point this year. Loads of space games. This is going to be the year of Space 4X. Hopefully at least one of them is truly fantastic. Let's add the Samurai. Speaking of truly fantastic. How you doing? Let's add this to this army. And think about what an invasion here might look like. I think it looks like clearing out the forests in the back, but leaving the forests at the front, because I'm going to need somewhere to hide. But clearing out the ones at the back so that, I don't know, I can move through faster or something. Don't shoot the messenger, okay? Today I learned what a strip mall is. A strip mall. That's a very Americanism if I've ever heard one. Bring it back, co-op. There will definitely at least be one more Elden Ring stream in me. Yeah. The second one didn't do as well as the first. That's to be expected. Anybody who's seen, watched, produced, or done anything in a series knows that the first will always perform better than the second. But definitely a third. Yeah, Huck. There's some big fun to be had there. Hey, Omega Gabi. Omega Gabi? Hey, can't upgrade your Joe chariots? Not with this economy, no. I will be able to. It's a technical possibility, but not with this economy. My one samurai is being bullied. Let's send in some help. My neighbor's rebels are maybe proving to be more of an annoyance for me, and actually, in a weird way, kind of defending them. The samurai would have been okay by itself, though, because look, they're both mounted units and they can't get in. Ha! Let's not bother deploying them at all. Let's just leave the samurai here to just plink away at these guys. Yep. I can't see that behind my microphone. Okay. Cool. Where'd the samurai go, though? What the? Okay. It is what it is. Let's build one here as well in High and Dusk, which is, as you can see now, got a massive amount of food just from building a few farmers' quarters. I wonder if getting a hamlet might be more important. In fact, I'm almost certain that it is. Maybe also an additional industrial quarter. We could look at more food as well, maybe, just to really help this place grow. I can take people off these jobs and make them scientists. So there is actually some benefit in building the foodie districts. They're my best district, right? So I get the best yield out of them. And then I can redistribute the workers to fill in districts, which whoa, jeez, I've nearly spilt this 3 times. Which I wouldn't be getting as great a yield out of. Now, unfortunately, it's backfired slightly, so I'm gonna have to Actually, the Hamlet will probably fix it, so I'm just going to ignore it and pretend like it's not there. Okay. +2 population on Memphis for $75. I mean, we're already in massive debt. What's another $75? Let's do it. Let's process them. Process the people. Can't afford to upgrade you. Got rebels all over the show. I could try and bring the samurai back to the walls and trigger this fight. Yep. Let's do it. I will put the samurai at the front, just in case these guys get any funny ideas. They're not going to, though. So I can step right up like this, and just shoot at the dummies, who can't get over walls because they're on horseback. You stupid moron. The danger with auto-resolving this, and I'm not sure if the AI would do it or not, but the AI does have a tendency to leave walls and just fight things for no reason, so always something to look out for. I'm going to manually resolve this one, because I'd like to try and keep as many units alive as possible, which will mean we're going to be doing the old frontline dance. It's like musical chairs, but everybody wins because everybody lives. It's the best way to describe it. In fact, it's sort of the only way to describe it. Let's send the samurai next door. Sure, why not? We'll put it in the line of fire, see how much damage it takes. Maybe we can rush this thing down, actually. Yeah, go on. Yeah! The Joe Chariot's not upgraded yet, but still coming in trumps. Go you. We're sort of 8 turns away from clearing our bankruptcy from that last war. What I should be doing is future-proofing myself so that it doesn't happen again. That would be a smart thing to do, wouldn't it? Firstly, let's get people off food here, because look at how much of a waste of time it is. So many jobs wasted here on food. We actually don't need anyone on it, and we're still going to be growing at 1 population a turn. Cavemanism. You've got a lot of districts to get through. Jeez, you've got a lot of districts to get through. Your industry is awful. And you've already got all of the industrial upgrades. That's a bit of a yikes. I wonder if spending 2 turns to get the gold infrastructure could be a slightly faster way out of this too. At least the ongoing trade one. Looks like I have that in most places. Looks like I have that in most places. Looks like you have that nowhere, you moron. Also, all of these early infrastructural developments, they'll need to be done quick, smart. Let's get some extra people on food, because this place, the population here just shot up to meet the food supply, didn't it? Jeez. Might go for a little food improvement first. And over here in Hay and Dusk, which is really my favorite city, it's got to be said. Or it's emerging as my favorite city. Let's get another cramlet down. Providing food, providing industry, providing good times. Not long times, though. Let's continue to destroy these units. Again, a quick battle. I'm just doing it safe. I'm just playing it safe. Nice. Don't fight me again. I highly suggest you leave. Do I want to leave this era and move through to the next? I feel like the player in first is in the same era as me and way ahead on fame. Actually, no, they're in the early modern. So maybe I should just move and say, who cares about fame? Because I'm quite quickly falling sort of eras and eras behind here. So maybe we move through and use the extra advantages of the early modern era to our advantage. The question is, who do I want to play? A reminder, this is an Aesthete only run. Let's get a poll going. So we could transcend as the Heian Japanese. I don't think their district makes that worthwhile. We could cheat and play another culture. Or we could play Ming. And then when we get through to the industrial era, we have the opportunity to take the Texans, I believe. So, it's a pretty simple poll. It shouldn't be too confusing for you. Thank you to the 35 live viewers who have tuned in and already liked the video. Almost exactly the same number. Let me get a YouTube poll running for us. and then a Twitch poll. If Huck isn't about to do it, I will do that as well. Our options here are fairly straightforward. Basically, it's Ming or Transcend with the modded culture. With the modded medieval era Japanese. Who will it be? I wouldn't usually lean in so heavily on democracy. And of course there is a third option where we could break the mold and choose somebody to help us salvage this game a little bit better. That is another option. We don't have to take it, but it does exist. I looked at Stellaris. Oh, Pete, sorry, I just saw your message, Pete. I'm going to scroll up and read that. It seems to still be very actively supported by the developers despite being developed so long ago. Yeah, massively active. Paradox are pretty good like that. You'll note that they do the same for EU4, Crusader Kings as well. They're really good at that. And Stellaris is another great example of it, really. For once I feel happy to pay the high price. Yeah, you know, I kind of do as well, Terentius. I'm still sort of coming to it, but I kind of do. Basically, every From Software game is supposed to be better than all of them. Yeah, I was looking into them recently as well, actually. Because of, well, obviously. Oh my god, we have the Edo Japanese as well, who I just completely ignored. +1 influence per population, +2 influence. Oh, jeez. We have to reroll. We have to reroll. The Transcend option doesn't need to be there. And it should be replaced with Edo Japanese. We actually have two options. We have Ming, who have a wonderful rocket cart, a grand tea house that scales with districts, which is a great scalability, and cheaper civics for the rest of the game, +1 influence on territory. Our second option is actually, my apologies to the Edo Japanese. How could I forget them? Oh, I know, it's because they're god-awful. Let's have a look why! I'm joking, of course. But who will it really be is the real poll today. The Edo Japanese do have a thing for mountains. +5 influence per adjacent mountain. Not a great bonus, to be fair. If it was, I don't know, if it was somehow like a multiplier or something, it would be better, but as it stands, not that great. We would get a little bit of faith out of them. Maybe could save the religion. I don't think would save it with +3 faith. +2 influence is, gotta be said, even worse than what we're getting right now. +1 influence per population. Actually not bad. That would be a reasonable benefit for me. Particularly because I have strong food growth. So that's maybe the only upside, I think, to choosing Edo Japanese. I consider the rest of the stuff to be downside. Maybe the Naginata Samurai has an upside. I think there's a real flavor element, though, to moving through from the Heian Japanese in the medieval era to the Edo Japanese in the early modern. Definitely a fun flavor element there, although we could unpack that much better in a future Japan-only run, I think. We're happy to do both. I'm happy to do both. I think Ming is probably the stronger option of the two still. I would still recommend, if you're playing through this at home, if you're thinking, hey, I'd like to do an Aesthete-only run because it looks hard, because the lack of industry makes it difficult, Ming would probably be your best bet. I'll leave it up to you in chat, though. Let me check if I'm close to any stars. It's a real shame I'm not earning these Aesthete stars. These are the really key stars, I think. No early modded cultures, no. We have to get through to the, please refrain from posting links. Sorry, Doc, yeah. We have to get through to the industrial era to see our next modded culture, I think. Assuming you want to see me playing it and not someone else, of course. I'm also just gonna sort of have a little look around the world. That's a cool commons quarter there. Jeez, look at all these useless commons quarters. What? They are really trying to fight their stability problems, clearly. It's actually good to see the AI do that. I've never really observed it closely enough. Cyclopean Fortress, so we've got Mycenaean influence over this way. Statue of Zeus. Pretty good research quarters. Absolute banger music. Let's heal, maybe chop some trees, but we'll just heal for now. These units could, like I say, actually continue to chop down forests. Try and pump some industry into this stupid place. We'll chop down these useless ones now, I think. Just because their yields are so low compared to these very good, proper forests, right? Compared to these, what does the game actually call it? Woodland. Woodland, not interested. Proper forest, very interested. Rebels roaming around the world, stopping me from chopping down my trees. Priceless. Heal instead. You know the rules. Gotta heal up, we can't afford to take any losses, and I can't afford to spend any money healing anybody either. It's a bit of a yikes. Another samurai finished here too. Brilliant. Let's send them to the front lines. Or what could be the back lines. I don't even know. I just think that this city would be a really juicy target for me. What's it got? Garrisons. It's a shame it doesn't have any sort of wonders. Surely Hattusa does. Hattusa gotta be kidding me. It doesn't either. I still think it's worthwhile taking. We should at least try. Potentially some military stars to grab here before we move through as well. Don't forget to slap the like button. Terentius, a wonderful reminder. Neutral city next door. Oh, it's flipped to a rebel city. It won't stay that way for long, but you're absolutely right, Hexodus. Yes. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Let's jump on that fast. Because that's flipped into rebel hands, which is hilarious, by the way. Clear out this knight for starters. Use my Heian Japanese samurai knights to clear out this mess. Nice. Another militarist star. We'll try and get our gold militarist stars because weirdly those are the ones that I'm going to be able to achieve. All of these units need upgrading. The economy is still a few turns away from being successfully upgraded. So we'll just have to fight with what we've got. Okay, look, just be grateful for what you've got, they'd say. I think we should move on sooner rather than later. I wonder if this absolutely outdated military feels like giving it a go. Yeah, it does, actually. Great. Okay, let's take it. Before this red player decides to take it back for themselves, because we know that they will. We'll put the Joe chariots at the front because they're an expensive upgrade at best. Also, maybe the same with this archer, actually. I think the same logic goes. And we'll use the chariots to defend. The good old defensive chariot. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Oh, samurai, taking big hits. But it is drawing the units out from their slumber, so that's always a win. Let's try and clear out these ones at the front. That will maybe allow another chariot to sneak its way through and clear out this one. Surround it and damage it a bit. It is what it is, that's okay. If these units even all die, but just take this city, I consider that to be a win. We should try and utilize this melee unit for melee attacks, I guess. Unfortunately came frustratingly close, but not close enough. I'm gonna jump behind walls of my own. They've got their flag, but shoofly, that don't bother me. Weaken that unit so that it will die if it tries to run out and shoot my chariot. The peasant runs out to fight me there, and we take this on turn 114. Brilliant stuff. Woo! Aesthete star, military star, agrarian star. It's all go. Brilliant. I'm quite glad that I stuck around a little bit longer there. I'm seeing gold. I'm seeing gold. Oh, anything else? Technology in 2 turns I'll wait for. It'll give you a chance to get your poll votes in as well. Let me Twitch. Edo Japanese versus the Ming. Who will it be? Tell me. You got about 5 minutes to get your votes in, because it'll be probably about as long as it will take for me to move through. And maybe just grab 1 or 2 more stars, even if they're just silvers. I don't actually so much mind. These units, a few of them can get lost along the way in an insta-resolve. I wouldn't be terribly mad at that. The economy's surviving again. In fact, thriving again, some might say. In 2 turns. That's good. That's good. Let's get, let's get the last of these estates built, where they have not already been constructed. try and shift a few extra people onto... Actually, it looks like this place is in dire need for a bit of grub. Might get them working on a foodie district first and just throw everything we've got at it 6 turns. It's very slow. I'm wondering if we put these highly trained, expert, specialist units to good use. And maybe just get them to chop a forest or something, if one even exists. A single forest doesn't exist in this territory by the looks. Potentially one down here, not even in that territory. Oh, it's in, wait, where is it? Oh yeah, no, okay, it's in Assur, actually. So that's good. Goal achieved. Political entitlement. I feel like that's come around really fast. I wonder if scientific facts is slightly more useful for me. Plus 1% science on Holy Site. I mean, that's not great. Army wages is usually quite good. You wouldn't really say that I was an occupier, though, would you? Might ignore that. Let's go political entitlement and plus 3 combat strength on militia. So this side, Republic, is very good for defense. Plus 1 combat strength on emblematic unit. I'm likely to be using a lot of emblematics, but I think I'll go for the really good defense. Also, the really good Liberty branch, which is great for my influence generation, which is great for what this game is all about. And hallelujah, we're in the green! Oh! We are in the green again, and it feels good to not be being crushed. Grounded. Slew of updates. It's free on Game Pass. Game Pass, Game Pass, Game Pass. Amazing. Game Pass. Our economy is in the green, everybody, and it's never felt so good. It looks like around 65% of YouTube voters reckon Ming is a better choice than the Edo Japanese for this era. Early votes on Twitch are leaning... Well, I mean, to be fair, there's really not been a lot of votes. So, consider that to be largely invalid. But, it's got to be said, at the moment, it's a 50-50. It's a two-way tie between the greats. Okay, it looks to me like Ming is the thing to win this, and I think you're probably right. Ming is probably the thing. We've just ticked over 40 likes. I think my 100 like target may have been a little bit too ambitious. That's okay. Either way, let's get moving through the next era, question mark. Is it time to Ming this thing? I'd need 6,000 influence to get another star. 500 a turn, it's 12 turns. I think because I've fallen quite far behind the player in front of me, that does incentivize me to move through. So, on your advice, I think you've absolutely made the right call. Let's grab Ming. Let's do this thing. A good aesthete culture. Probably one of the best in the game, actually. We've talked about it a little bit before on stream, but I think it's worth reiterating. Ming, a very powerful culture. Sometimes hard to quantify because they're an aesthete. It will also, I think it's worth noting, be particularly hard to quantify in this game, because I'm coming out of a game where I have had no industry, no science, no agrarian cultures. So, I haven't really built up anything to enable me to say, build these grand tea houses very quickly. However, as I say, what I love about these is that they scale. And we're about to make them scale like there's no tomorrow. After we provide a little bit of extra food to this place. Because it's starving and I don't want the people to starve. There we go. Okay, Memphis is sorted. You really need to get your industry sorted before we build tea houses. But, I mean, I'll move them ahead of some other things. I think we can prioritize them a little higher. Cool. Watch my influence skyrocket. Somebody take note of the fact that at the minute, we are earning 600 per turn. Okay, 600 per turn on turn 117. Those are dreadful numbers. But that's what we're earning, that's what we're doing. Cavemanism. The capital city of all capital cities. This one's going to provide 43 influence alone. That is super good, if I don't say so myself. This one, 40 influence as well. Actually, it's a quadfecta. I'm just going to hold down shift here because we've got a lot of these bad boys to place. Hold down shift click, of course, if you want to place multiple districts at the same time of the same kind within the same city or territorial zone. Most of the jobs are full, except Phil. Hi, I'm Phil. Most of the jobs are full, except for the sciencey ones. I think it wouldn't hurt for me to improve my sciencey district infrastructure rather here as well, actually. Just to future-proof it a tad. We've finally got enough money to upgrade, so let's upgrade our swordsmen into great swordsmen. It's going to provide them with nearly 10 extra combat strength, and it should set them worlds apart from... yeah, it'll set them worlds apart from these guys. We should now be able to stick with plan A/B/C/D/E and maybe pounce on a slightly weaker foe / friend to the side of me here. I think that some crossbows would be a good idea first though, so I'm just going to build a crossbowman, just the one, in each of these 2 cities. Just the 2. You can hoon your backside to the front line, baby! Let's do this! Extra industry, I think, is always a really good idea. +1 industry per workers and +2 workers slots. That's great for our little expansion. This place also really likes food. Does it like harbors? Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Probably a better idea, though, to just build another foodie district, I think. +26 food. Yaha! After those. Okay, cool. Slaves. I actually don't think this is even worth my time at the minute. It's far too expensive. I've got a lot of extra influence floating around. Let's get some kind of value out of my holy sites, maybe with +1% science on them. I'm potentially about to take some cities with a few more as well. Also, this territory is still not claimed. I'm going to send a samurai to have a look and hope that it doesn't get attacked by this army of knights and great swordsmen. In fact, we should end the turn on it and do the old sneaky run past move. Oh, there's trouble. Okay, I'm retreating. I'm not losing a samurai over this. Luckily, we managed to fluke retreat the right way there. This is a fight that I will take on manually, but should be able to do it relatively quickly. I want to send my super duper great swordsman to the front and just kind of keep the rest at the back. And as you would expect, they just completely ran round the outside. Super great swordsman's going to clear out a lot of this junk, though. Whew, so is the crossbow, actually. And the samurai from the hilltop. Your shields do nothing. Get out of my life. Brilliant. Continue to heal and upgrade wherever possible. The fact that that was such a decisive victory makes me more confident about the victories that are about to come as well. $400 for an upgrade means I can do one every turn, no? Every 2 turns. Let's do it. What the is going on? Okay. Again, I think this is a walkover, but I'll just manually do this one as well to double check. I'm going to just send both units up and out. They're just going to take on these knights head on. And if all else fails, we'll run some... Okay, that really failed. I immediately regret my actions. Sorry, crossbow. I got a little bit big for my boots and did the AI move. Let's clear out the trash. There we go. Send in the great swordsmen. They are so great. Keep them healthy though. I don't want to lose anybody here. Send in the range support up the rear. Might also be a good idea to throw a body shield in that hole. Actually, hold on. I wonder if... yeah. We can sort of springboard through and use the massive movement to deal 1 extra damage and tidy that up. I lost a crossbow in the process. A bit silly, but a militarist star was earned in this Aesthete run. I'm not throwing us into bankruptcy again. Absolutely not. Authorize and give me industry, baby. And I'm going to place down this outpost with my retreating samurai and steal this. It's technically connected to my borders. It's just you literally can't move through. But it is technically connected, so I'm going to call it mine. Open borders with the Georgians who don't seem to exist, yet own an obsidian and a copper. Absolutely. Don't ask me twice. And let's merge up these bad boys too. Maybe chop another forest. Yep. Chop them all. Who cares? What's a little bit of deforestation between friends? Let's replace that caveman. Let's replace that crossbowman. But why would I build a crossbowman when I could build a samurai, I wonder? I don't know if I ever would, so I'm just going to build samurai instead. Maybe try and sneak this one back home? It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I think you're stuck here forever now. This is your new life. Welcome to the new world. I could turn this into a city, actually, for this guy. And we could really get something great going here. Ah! What I want to do, though, is relocate the outpost out here. So that I can build a district in here instead. It's a little min-maxy, but I really want to build something in there. Because it looks like a really cool spot. The Georgians would like an alliance. Sure. What a ludicrous thing to do.
I have a proposition for you.
Let's do it. I don't know even how they're alive, but let's have a look in their cities, see if we can see you're unique! Their cities do look cool, at the very least. Very different to mine. Okay, there's not one there. This city is also orange now. Commons Quarter. Research Quarters. No. There's also another Georgian city here. Anything to show for yourself? No. Maybe they lost them maybe they lost them to one of their neighbors in war. I mean, it won't be sus. That would be awfully sus. Babylon's got a very nice scientific build here. Cultural agreement with the Georgians. Yeah, seems good. I think we both get plus 5% influence or something for that. So, kind of feels like a no-brainer to me. Kind of feels like a no-brainer. I don't know. Edo Japanese better synergize with the Texans. The Byzantines, surely. Where was my Byzantine start when I needed it at half? Those dang horses. Oh, jeez. I brought a horse to a gunfight. Okay. Interestingly, the Persians. Very powerful pick, really. Go, samurai! It's firing from a slight high ground advantage. It's not taking too much damage. It's going to be a little drawn out. We'll go back to that another time. Grab this samurai out of cavemanism. We've got 10 units. I feel like if we had 15 units here, this would be a fairly safe invasion. With 10 units, I don't know. We could probably move with the element of surprise. And maybe flip this. Let's see if I can get a read. Yeah, that is actually a fairly safe flip. And I have the gold to turn this unit into a great swordsman. I did just see 6 units move up to the north there, though. So, actually, maybe we could preempt that. Try and take them out in turn 1 of the war. And then in turn 2, sweep the city. Let's have a look. Ooh, the English longbowman. I do fear the English longbow. At 7 turns for a garrison? I mean, it feels bad. It would sort of be quite nice, though, to have even just 1, maybe 2. We could use this as a bit of a sort of a defendable hub. Placing another one there might be a reasonable idea. I'll try and queue 2 of these up, and we'll just see what happens. Maybe I can buy out one before we jump into a war. I don't know. It's wishful thinking. Let's get gunpowder for our rocket car and to unlock gunpowder, crucially. fire away at this unit as I take more and more damage and reinforcements are coming in. I might need to quickly turn this outpost into a city or risk losing it. How much is it going to cost me? I can do it next turn. Do I have the technology to even make that a good idea? No, and 3-masted ship is so far away. So I'll just have to settle for it, I think. Oh, then I'll also be 2 over my city cap. That feels bad. Maybe I just leave it. It's probably not worth defending, actually, to be completely honest. I'm probably overcommitted. Hey, hold on. Another idea, though. Oh, no! Despite sharing a land border, because they don't share a direct land pathway, I'm assuming, I can't connect it. That sucks. Frankly, that sucks. Oh, man. Oh well, I'm glad that I at least thought about that, because to be honest, it would have just completely skipped my stupid mind. I just would not have even thought that it was an option. Oh dear. But Ming are way better. Yeah, I guess extra power maybe outweighs additional synergy in this case. Maybe, just because the Edo Japanese are so bad. I don't know, because I've never played the Texans. It's important to note. Never played the Texans so far. I'm gonna get 2 units there. Feels like a good idea. And here, we're just gonna hold and chop some more forests to help finish these garrisons a little bit faster. Maybe. Nothing suspicious at all to see here. Just your friendly neighbor building up some garrisons. Everything's fine. Everything's totally fine. How could I not like them? I'm so excited to try them. I'm gonna try and add more modded cultures in future, I think. Although I'm not sure if the average viewer actually likes modded culture to see modded cultures all the time or not. Wonder if I use my Aesthete ability instead of garrisoning. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm spreading my cultural influence very well. It's gotta be said. Even in territories that aren't mine, we're doing good here. I don't need to convert gold to influence either, because I'm earning much more influence than I am gold. So it's probably a terrible idea. So I might just not do that. I might just not do that. Let's give Assur what it wants, which is grand tea houses. The influence generation's about to go insane, hopefully, maybe. Please. Someone. And I think another food district here. Desperately needing a little bit more food. Scientific agreement with the Georgians as well. Why not? We seem to just be the best of pals now. Amazing. And more trees to chop. You bet your backside there are more trees to chop. So let's keep doing it. Come on. Come on. Oh, listen to those hooves! These hooves! Wow! I've never zoomed in that close to a mounted unit, maybe. I don't know. I've never noticed that sound effect before. Let's crack up. I've got way too many people producing food, as always, in the city. Actually, now we've got... I don't even have jobs for the rest of them. So, maybe some cramlets are actually much more important than all the rest of this crap. Actually, industry is much more important than the rest of this crap too. Can I get extra industrial jobs with upgrades here? Or really any kind of job will do. Plus 2 researchers slot. That's decent. I don't think any of these give jobs. No. But the plus 2 researchers slot is maybe quite good. 23 people out of the city to do it. We're producing enough food that we would recover kind of quickly, but... I don't think so. I think I'll keep building my garrison. Thank you very much.
As a place of safety and a symbol of power, only your friends know of the extensive wine cellar.
These rebels roaming around from my poor neighbours are frustrating, to say the least. Could look to shoot some population out to build one of them. Yeah, alright. We'll bounce around. There's, as you can, if you can't already tell, there are a lot of things that I need to build in the capital. The capital is, much more so than everywhere else for whatever reason, really bad at industry. Like, really, really dreadful at it. Maybe shooting about 10 people out could be alright. Yeah. Sure. I figure so long as the rest of these jobs remain full, then the downside risk is pretty low. Now, in this case, they haven't, so it was maybe a dumb move. But we grow 1 per turn. If I'd had 4 more, I reckon it might have been right. I don't know. A bad theory by a bad man. Minus 10 food, but way faster at producing units. That is fantastic. Actually, that's great. Let's quickly take advantage of that.
Think of it as being focused, yes? Very goal-oriented.
Very goal-oriented. As I say, let's quickly take advantage of this and literally just pump out like an extra army in the capital, I think. With great swords and samurai on horseback. Looks good. I wonder if it applied anywhere else. I actually didn't check if it was a single city or a multi-city upgrade. So I'll just do it in the capital, I think. Get some more food before we get a grand tea house. Looks good. Should be building hamlets instead, now that I think about it. Let's destroy these rebels. Destroy the rebels. And I can get away with a really smooth insta-resolve there because I out-tech them now at a point where they can't compete. They're going to try and do it again over this way, and we're just going to insta-roll them down there as well. Alright, let's work on getting into position. Stroke. Healing these units. Slash chopping trees, although there are literally no trees left to chop now. Global warming, get your heart out. Climate change, I should say. Let's move on the 6 in the north as our first pincer move, and then keep 2 back here to trigger a city fight if a city fight wants to be triggered. Woof, we're upgrading our crossbows into guns. Now, I didn't even think I would have gunpowder connected yet. I don't even know how that's possible. Amazing. Might also be time maybe to build this stupid great mosque, which is of course not stupid, and actually just really great, but might be time to clear it out so that I can build some better wonders. Let me build it in Durdusk. Actually, you're going to be fine on stability when you get your tea houses in place, so it can probably just be built in the capital. Let's build it in the capital. Plonk it down. Ideally somewhere where there's a bit of food. There? Sure. Right on the border. Do I want to just put everything on pause for a couple of turns and finish this? AKA, skip through 5 turns? I think the answer is yes. I've got the best part of my coffee left at the bottom. The beautiful part about instant coffee is it always sinks right to the bottom, right? So, let's get military architecture so we can merge these cities. So there's always a deliciously strong kick of coffee at the end of the cup. Ah, delicious. I think I can take a war and build a wonder at the same time. These people have no alliances. We have a reasonable war support, and if I check the strength... Good strength. So, let's declare a surprise war on turn 133 against the English Dev AI Persona 4. Probably should have waited 1 more turn until I had movement. Can I snake it out of these guys? No. Okay, we're gonna go for plan B then, which is actually to just throw everything at the city and hope for the best, and if it doesn't work, re-roll because I played it like a noob. Let's find out. What could happen actually is these 2 units die before I can even reinforce the rest. That would be an interesting... I'd happily play that scenario out actually, because that's kind of fascinating. What happens if these 2 die before I reinforce? Maybe it's a good thing? Or the best case scenario, like maybe I don't want to enforce this fight. Take a loss, lose some early war support, and then surge through next turn with my extra troops that are being produced in the capital and carry out plan A. Nah. It's tempting, but as soon as I can reinforce, I think that I should. Keep the gunner nice and far back. Ah, it needs to be within 1 tile. I'm an idiot. Hopefully the horses will make up for my stupidity. It looks like they're going to do just that. I'm just looking for tiles where I can place them and they can be in a fairly safe spot, but also shoot at enemies, right? So I'm looking for these red borders to keep appearing. I'm gonna try and bait them out of their city. I don't need to be standing right up against their walls, and I do not need to be attacking with that swordsman. Any more good defendable spots for a samurai like me? Not really, so I might just position it back this way. And then these 3 units can probably just run in and stab. I'm almost tempted to let the AI take the wheel. But of course... yeah. Can I burst my way through here? Maybe just try the old brute force tactic? Actually, looks like I probably can. I'm gonna try that. Yeah, cool. Alright, a good round, I think. And you can see now our wall support's flung into my favor. We were about at maybe 40% positivity. Now we're at about 55. We'll probably be at more like 50% going into my turn. Push us up to 60. Oh yeah, okay, actually this is going very well now. Let me clear a space for my gunner to stand, for starters. Ideally not on a river. Oh, the samurai! The Heian Japanese Nihongo no samurai are really coming in trumps today. Think back if you were watching, even but sort of 20 minutes ago. I was struggling even to fight barbarians with my combat strength. It was so low and so poorly. And now we're doing wonders. Kicking and taking names. A good result. And utter maria to you, shorty. Morena, welcome in, friend. What time are we in New Zealand right now? 11:45 in the morning, which means it'll be around 11 p.m. / midnight in Europe. So, Octopus et al. Happy Monday to you, very nearly. Why not wait until all the friendly units grouped up before attacking for the bonuses? Would have definitely been a more optimal play, Garg. If you were playing to min-max, you should definitely do that. Sometimes the surprise attack has its benefits though. I didn't execute it very well, so this was not one of those times. But the surprise attack does have its benefits. Don't let this one player ruin the surprise attack for you. Please. I'm just trying to look for a way to get the gunner onto this tile, and I've achieved it by leapfrogging our way through some fairly poorly positioned samurai. The gunner will finally be able to flex its muscle next turn. Jeez. This great swordsman's getting a little bit weak, so I might sub him out for this one. Samurai are going to step up for a shot. You should usually do the ranged attacks first, by the way. So again, if you're looking to min-max, do as I say, not as I do. Definitely. Just going to defend with that great swordsman and move through to the next turn, where we should be able to wrap this fight up, so long as there aren't a whole load of reinforcements making their way out from Hattusa. But again, because we went with a surprise attack and we stuck with our guts, hopefully they haven't had enough time to reinforce. Caught them off guard, caught them with their pants down, so to speak, as the saying goes. Finally, gunner. Boom, it was worth waiting for! Let's fire at a nice safe distance here and then step up onto some high ground and destroy this archer, which is causing nothing but grief in its wonderful little defendable spot. Well, la-dee freaking da. We'll stand up onto the high ground now, salvage this unit, the Huck, H-U-C-K, out of dodge. And then clean up crew to aisle 2, take out the trash. Nice. Oh, that is not what I wanted to see. Really rather annoying, actually. Let me just produce these units a little faster than I was. Might be a good idea. Just to be safe. just a few reinforcements because they've reinforced this battle and caught me a little bit with my pants down. The ultimate pants downing has played out now. They defended that. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I think I can maybe make a somewhat defendable position out of this crap. Move this unit away. This unit behind enemy lines is super valuable and important, so I'm going to keep it there. Likewise, I think the high ground strikes down here on the flag. I mean, this is just going to stay here for the rest of time. Might try and pull the weaker units back like we've been doing for the last few turns, but maybe even more so now. Whoa, that's a bit of an ask. This one, well, we can sort of still hide back here though and get a few ranged shots off, and I think I should try and do that wherever I can. Again, this high ground defender beefy boy is just gonna hold that spot. These two ranged units are gonna try and keep themselves alive. I'm willing to send in units as fodder to keep them alive, actually. Units like, maybe, this horse. Which probably just puts it in range of another ranged unit, but could be worthwhile. Gonna use up some of this unit's health to destroy that threat, and then hopefully, with a little bit of luck and an insane amount of rusties, you two can look like me. Ka-chow. Let's just leave this horse here, I think. Maybe find a swordsman to bring up in it and try and defend it. Not a bad spot, actually. Not a bad stab. Yeah, let's do it. Otherwise, it's going to die to these two ranged attacks next turn anyway. So I'll use up its health to deal a little bit of extra damage. Okay, brilliant. Now, do I have the money to heal these bad boys? The sad answer is no. Yikes. But we did come out victorious, nonetheless. Quickly heal some great swordsmen. Anyone else got a healing? No. Okay. Group these units up now. Try and merge the armies together as much as possible. One, so that they're easier to maneuver with. And two, so that they cost me a little bit less money. May as well group up and go for the siege on the city. Maybe immediately, actually. But first, I'm going to need to go for a quick break. So, I will jump away and go for a quick break. I'll see you in a minute. Official team in... it's a bot. I'll remove the bot and see you momentarily. Don't go away, everybody. I'll be right back. The banhammer comes down. Yes. Oh, the power. Huck, the power. Oh my god, yeah, I want to move through to the Texans. Let's pick up the pace a bit, shall we? You ready for Jumbo and Overdrive? Let's do this. Back to the gameplay screen, because he's forgetful. But he's not that forgetful. 47 likes, nearly at 50 likes. Go you. That's not bad. I set an initial target of 100. I reckon now we maybe we get to 70, maybe? I don't know. We'll see how long the stream goes for. I don't actually have a set end time today as well. So, could be a little more flexible with that and maybe get to 100 by time. Because that's the other element, right? It's not just the number of viewers. It's who the viewers are. How likely they are to engage with a video. And then also how long the stream goes for. 2 knights versus 1 samurai equals bad time for Jumboy. Ditch. Let's continue to build the Great Mosque while we fight our neighbor Mucosine. Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's Mucosine. I'm kind of too poor to just heal everybody, so I'm frustratingly having to wait, but I feel like maybe the strength here is not very high anyway, and I should just take it. Let's have a look. Yeah, the strength is not very high here anyway, and maybe I should just take it. Great, I'm going to manually resolve this fight. It will take a little longer, but I think it's worthwhile. Didn't really pay close attention to the deploy. Looks like I didn't need to. Their peasants are just being brutalized. Like there's really no tomorrow. I think this is actually just an auto-resolve. I think this is an auto-resolve. Jumbo looks at chat while it auto-resolves. Oh, the headlines. You reckon, some old guy? I reckon. Hey, Pilu! Welcome in! Welcome, welcome, welcome! Pile in! Pilu in! Okay. Fantastic. Yep, that siege was just a wild, raving success. So, let me heal these units again. They're just gonna spend their whole lives trying to heal themselves. Cavemanism can produce its units. Yeah, that spawn. Actually, that's a good spawn. I'll allow it. Loads of food, as per always, so let's redistribute these people out of food. Maybe put food to the backside, actually, and put science to the fore. Yep. I like it. Queue up a hamlet for eventually whenever that could possibly get done. And Hay and Dusk is a sort of a territory that I don't really even have any military control over. Like, it's my own city, and it's a really freaking great city. But I kind of feel like it's very weak and vulnerable and susceptible to bad things happening. It could definitely use a little bit of extra food, maybe before a swordsman, even though I'm just talking about how vulnerable it is. I feel like the lack of growth here is... well, frankly, it's embarrassing. So, let's get a couple of farmers' quarters online. And let's... this event, so this is the... like the micro bovis or whatever. Let's control. I don't know if that's the right move. We're gonna try. Military architecture's been researched as well. That will let me merge cities together, if you're unfamiliar. And potentially that'll save me a bit of cash. I might move to 3-masted ship next though, so that if I choose to build new cities, here's looking at you. Here's looking at you. It will at least have all of that old infrastructure. Particularly important, I think, for an Aesthete run, where infrastructure is kind of hard to come by. This, even though it looks like it's a bad fight, I think is actually a great fight. Because, yeah, the retaliatory damage, it's a lot. Like, they just kind of run in and lose. As evident here. The gunner versus the sword. Everybody, the gunner versus the sword. Let's make sure that these units are up here as well. There's finally that wonder completed. It's a wonder. It was ever going to get done. Before I could even move these units out, they've been attacked. We will, of course, auto-resolve it. And let's start to move through what's rightfully mine. I'm gonna move through from 2 different ways, just in case there are units hidden somewhere. Could consider pillaging one of these territories on the way through. Oh! Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, let's quickly backtrack and try and reunite these units. 3 turns to pillage this administrative center. Not bad. Maybe this is also the time for me to grab army wages. Plus 50% money from ransacking and plus 4 combat strength when ransacking. Let's give it a go. Let's try and invest in that single action. And see if it pays off. Yeah, look. Making an extra 60 bucks already. How about that? Where am I at fame-wise? Looks like we're at 3rd. Oh, it's a really close 3rd, 2nd interaction. And quite the jump to 1st still. It's got to be said. I've kind of got the deck... I don't even know what I'm trying to say. All other cities gain food equal to 50% of Machu Picchu City. I haven't been able to build Machu Picchu in so long because the AI has stolen it from me every time. Let's not make that same mistake here. Let's build Machu Picchu. And honestly, it looks like the capital is a great place for it. We can slam it up here. It'll look beautiful. It's going to pump out a whole load of extra food to the rest of my cities. This could be my trump card here. It's so important that I'm just going to put everybody on it again. Ignoring tea houses, ignoring everything. I'm going to continue with a somewhat aggressive war. Now it's got to be said, moving my healed troops and my extra gunner reinforcements in to try and protect these ransackers, who are going to destroy this outpost, disconnecting it from Hattusa, and then I'm going to connect it to my own land. We're going to completely remove it from the war negotiations by doing it that way. That'll save me a bit of war support. It'll give me something to spend my now 11,000 influence on. And loads of other benefits as well, that I won't ramble on to bore you about, but they are there and they exist, let me tell you. Ugh. This is a really bad fight for these guys. Like, way worse than what they know. I'm gonna shove a sacrificial gunner into this river and try and shoot them as they come through, I think. Or I could position next to it. I just don't want them to flood through, and they will be able to daisy chain flood through. So I'm going to stop them from flooding through by just positioning this poor gunner right at the front. Actually looked to work quite well. It's forced them up onto the high ground, and thus they've got swords. So obviously that is not really what they're trying to do. These ransackers may as well jump out here, cut their ransack. Cut the ransack. Yeah, and just squeeze these units. Anyone want to squeeze here too? Probably this gunner. That looks like a squeeze worth squeezing. I guess also the samurai might as well. They're going to be very safe back here, hiding behind the gunners. They can get like 60 maybe extra damage, 50 or 60 extra damage on this sword. Weaken it so it doesn't do anything. Yeah. Smooth. Smooth like a baby's bottom. Horrifically smooth, actually. Callously calculated. I can end the battle this turn if yeah, there we go. Cool. Alright, you get back to your ransack. Thank you kindly. Actually, I'll just trigger that again. Yeah, let's generate a bit of war score off them while they're here. They've been sort of a bit of a pain in my side, really. Squeeze them in here so they don't get past me. Oh, now I got some bloody rebels fighting me as well. It's okay. Back to the pillage. Another 3 turns. Cool. As soon as I'm already interrupted, we may as well just go for the trifecta of interruption here. And destroy this too. Get the gunner up on the high ground. Get the horses hiding back behind this river. Grab this gun out for next time. Loads of little arrows flying around. They're gonna reinforce down here, which may be bad news for my gunner if it can't hold the line. So I might try and shoot units that aren't in the line, so that the line shrinks in size. I feel like that makes sense. Maybe also weaken the line a little bit. Cool, I've got 3 units that I haven't even deployed yet, so if I need to sweep out and grab this flag, which actually it's looking like I'm gonna need to do, I might deploy these units out. Go on, leapfrog your way up and out if you can. Oh, you can't, it's very difficult. Let's try and clear a space. There we go. There we go. We're well and truly out and blocking this choke point. Brilliant ambush. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, great. Gee, we've taken a lot of damage, but I feel like pushing on to Hattusa is still the best play here. Although, I mean, I guess technically friendly territory is just down there, but it's impossible for me to... Ooh. It's actually completely impossible for me to get to, so maybe we do send one army around to better distribute our forces. I'm going to resolve that because that unit is just kind of a pain in my ass anyway.
You have unlocked
See ya.
To safely travel the dangerous, hungry oceans. You can cause trouble.
Okay, pillagers.
Now and have a better chance.
Let's do this pillage. 3 turns. Spend money to make money and heal my gunner up. I wonder if Cavemanism wouldn't mind quickly providing me with an extra gun or 2. That would be a really brilliant thing to do. I notice also that merging these cities isn't even that expensive. Interesting. Probably because the infrastructure is just dire. The infrastructure is dire. How are we doing on the fame game? We're actually falling a little behind the player in second. Not ideal. Oh my freaking god! I'm just gonna retreat away from these rebels and forget about ransacking that. I've tried so many times, I just can't do it. I literally just cannot. Let's bring these units back here now that they're healed as reinforcements, just in case I have to do some fights around here. I don't want to, but rebels are appearing just all over the show. In this occupied city, no doubt. Yeah. Stability, not great. We need to end this occupation, which means we need to end this war. Oh, chopping down trees, are we? Let me get these desperately weak units back into Mucatine to hopefully heal. Yeah, baby. Boom, 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 boom. And then these ones are going to move off and in, and let's try and end this war. 150 bucks for a contract. Sounds good. Where do I sign? God, it actually really does. Send 4 units in. These will be my sort of quote-unquote scouts. They're going to take a look and see how much damage the city can deal in return. Not much. Good. March our way in. I don't know if I placed that under siege yet. It might give them too much of a forewarning, and they could have units that they're moving around this way for some sort of weird counter move. So, let's just hold.
And you are here because...
What? The occupation's gone on long enough. Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, I have the war score to take that, so let me do it. Cool. Okay. Consider yourself nerfed. And I'll be back for the rest very soon. We can also move through to the next era. My question is, should I do it? Should we just jump onto the Texas bandwagon? One more territory would get me a gold expansionist star. That would be good. Aesthete stars, I'm finding it really difficult to earn them. The rest of these stars are also quite challenging. Could get a sciencey one in 4. Not bad. And I totally agree with Pete's comment in chat, by the way. The different layers of Humankind's world make its combat so interesting and so detailed. It is brilliant. It is really brilliant. One more science, but gosh dang, yeah. It's my fame generation is slow. My fame generation is slow. Insta resolve that because again, it's the gunfight thing. Let's remind me later, but let's have a look. So in this era, we have a custom culture. It's the Texans. I will run a poll, of course, because I think that democracy is always important at the end of the day. But I mean, take a look through this era. Other option could be the Italians for their Commons Quarter play. Yeah, that's it, actually. It's the Italians versus the Texans. I will go through them both now. It's true, it's true. I could just take my time and min-max out this era. If I wanted to play this era for a long time. Question is that what I want? Okay. Who? Winky face. It's between the Italians and the custom modded Texans made by AM Hofmeister in the YouTube chat. There we go. The poll is live. So the Italians are, of course, a default culture in Humankind. Loads of interactions with Commons Quarters and +1 influence on your nerds and moneymakers, as well as a little bit of extra stability and influence around the outside. What you're probably more interested in is this, the Texans. You may... I don't even know what a Texan sounds like. I was going to do an accent, but it's probably just awful. Texas. Texas. Texas? I don't know. Either way, you may all go to hell and I will go to Texas. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. Either way, what do we get? Remember the Alamo. +2 combat strength in combat for units in or adjacent to the district on religious districts. So, religious districts provide +2 combat strength to units in or adjacent. +1 influence on religious districts. Interesting. We don't have a huge number of those. +2 influence on districts per combat strength bonus provided by the district. Ah, neat. So the +2 combat strength on religious districts is instantly providing more influence. There's also obviously an interaction here with garrisons and any other district that I can get combat strength assigned to. Neat. Let's have a look. The Rodeo range. This intrigues me a lot. +2 influence per farmer. At the moment I've been deprioritizing farmers. Could be a cause to have them in the capital though once Machu Picchu's done. +10 money per horses. Okay. And then per adjacent farmers quarter +4 influence and +4 money is what I would be getting. +2 stability on district. Again, hangover from the Joe. And then my unique unit. Cheap to build. I like that. Only 2 horses. That's nice. Frontier Cowboy. Relatively, I want to say relatively weak? Yeah. Super weak at 40 strength. Buckaroo. A mounted gunner unit able to move after firing. That's really nice because we can move up to walls, fire, and then run away. Vigilante +6 attack bonus strength from friendly districts and stuns the target after attacking. Okay, cool. So, the vibe that I'm getting, and with the creator of the culture in the chat, I'm always hesitant to talk too much out of turn, but the impression that I get from reading this here for the first time in depth is a good, defendable culture with a cheap and weak, but agile and defensive unit. Rodeo range loves horses and farmers, and synergizes okay-ish with what we've already done. And then... remember the Alamo militarizes all of my religious districts, again, unfortunately, of which I don't have a massive number, but it does provide additional influence on them and any other district that's providing a combat bonus. Cool. Just say everything's bigger in your nation, talk about oil and cattle, and keep yelling, remember the Alamo. Good advice from Yorkie. Maybe. Good night, Octopus! Oh, thank you! Sleepy time. It has been a fun week. Thanks so much for tuning in. Throughout, what I'm going to say is for you probably every stream this week. Good night, my friend. Sleep well. And happy Monday to you. I think we're going to be playing the Texans, right? Just play Texans, you nub? Yeah. The question is when. I think we might as well at least stay for our grand tea houses. Maybe I'm incentivized to build a few more garrisons now. And actually up here might not be a bad spot because this is likely to be quite a cluster if of a spot. They'd like to trade luxuries with me again. I'll allow them to do that. I'm also incentivized to try and grab some extra horses. Anybody want to be my friend? What about you, W177 Reaper? Surely. We're in crisis.
No.
And now we're at war.
Anemic proposal. With a resolute.
Well, that's not ideal. What? I feel like that person way overreacted. Right? That was a massive overreaction. Hey, give me a territory that's been yours for thousands of years. Me. No. Them. Fine, you will die! Like, I mean... Really? Really? I think I'm not even gonna bother, like, trying to push the aggression or anything on there. I don't think there's at all ever a slither of a need to do that. It's so dumb. Unfortunately, these units have been held up. Well, they came over here to try and reinforce the siege. They were intercepted by, you guessed it, Bar-freaking-Barians. That leaves my 4 sieging units in a bit of trouble. I'm gonna have to manually fight with them now. Hop them atop these rivers and... atop these cliffs, and just hope for the best. The good news here is, because the AI decided that they could take me on and manually win this while I had them under siege, I've got control of the flag. And look where it is. Literally on the highest point of the land. And there's nothing they can do about it. So, I'm just going to continue to rain down firepower. In what has undoubtedly been a bit of a strategic faux pas for them. However, I put them in a difficult spot, right? Because if they just sat there and held out and tried to hold the siege for as long as they could, I would have eventually just starved out these peasants anyway. So, maybe it was their only choice. In that scenario, by the way, as I'm playing this out and literally just talking as I'm thinking aloud, in that scenario, the best move for them here would actually be to start sending these units at me. Even though the attacks are bad. Because they've committed to this conflict, they've said we don't want to lose any more peasants, we're just gonna have to fight this guy. They really should now, the AI should really now, in my opinion anyway, be fully committing and not hiding back like this. It's clearly not working for you, Chief. Right? I mean, look, it's just round after round. They can't even do anything. I don't even need to reinforce. Feels bad, man. Feels real bad. Again, this lone gunner. Defender. This lone defender. Oh, no. Is this going to be the end? Maybe you should retreat out of there, friend. Do that. Cavemanism's about to build a gunner, and might I say, not a moment too soon. There is insta-resolve that because it's a freshly healed gunner. There is a fairly strong, still, lack of really any progress here in the capital. Do we have people building Machu Picchu? Yes, we do, and they're gonna finish it next turn, so hold on to your hats. I think I should merge 2 cities together here. Maybe Thebes and Assur because they're the smallest. Maybe I try and merge something onto Cavemanism to turn it into a super city. Maybe actually we merge this one. Yeah. Om nom. The super city doth emerge. Brilliant. Okay, Cavemanism is now mega big. That's lowered me back down to a comfortable position for my city cap, 1 over. And maybe I should start to just put all of my attention, if at all possible, on finishing all of these grand tea houses, because these are kind of my get out of jail free houses. Could consider merging these cities together as well. Fairly cheap. Sure. Assur grows even larger still. New York? Do I have a better name for Assur? No. Jeez. I hate it when I have to think of them myself. It's so uncreative. Okay, you're starving like there's no tomorrow. We could jettison the extra population and start afresh, but I think that's a bad idea because this is the city where Machu Picchu... Oh, actually it isn't. Huh, I wonder if we do want to levy some of those out.
Machu Picchu.
Let's do it.
Be described as an
I mean, obviously a horrible waste of
for an
population.
empire
I'm really doing
that
it to just
cares
get the
about agriculture.
population a little
Has
more
no
under
fear
control.
of heights.
And I feel like it is much more so. Could have trained military units as well, but... I see no need. I'd love to improve the industry in this place, if at all possible. It's really a hard sell, though. Somehow I don't have enough copper. Hello, copper. So that's a problem too. Do we have a load of strategics that aren't connected is my next concern? No. I just don't have copper. Do you have copper down here? Yes, okay. More incentive than ever, then, to carry on this absolutely shameless display of wonderful military tactics. They'll end their turn without doing nothing. I'll reinforce with these units now. Let's get an extra gunner in. Here. And also grab the extra samurai in. Nice. Now we're really cooking with gas. You thought 4 units bombarding your stupid play was bad. How do you like me now? This is a problem. Can't see. Are you kidding me? This thing's ran back somewhere I can't see it. I guess it's not the end of the world, because I have the flag, so I just end the round. They could be stalling for reinforcements, but I doubt it, because they have nowhere to reinforce from, to my knowledge. Yeah, this is it. This is all she wrote. Okay, great. Pew pew pew! Pew pew pew! Every horse, gun, and dog in the land's gonna take a chunk out of this unit. I love it. Nice. And there it is. A copper connected, 3 mastered ship researched, a science star done, a wonder doth be claimed. Let's grab St. Basil's and see if we can't go and revive the sad, sad religion. The peasants of Memphis easily defend themselves. Although I should give them maybe a gun to keep them safe. I feel like a gun everywhere is a good idea, right? I mean, this guy's not a great example. A sword, then! I feel like a sword everywhere is a good idea, at the very least. It's been brought to my attention that that wasn't actually the siege of Hattusa, and I need to work on. Actually, we can surprise war them next turn. Cool. Okay, let's send some extra power, even if it is just a Oh god, it's hard to even get around. Even if it is just a crappy, sort of slightly weak, a little bit, you know, bruised and battered gunner, it matters, I think. These units can't even move because they're trapped in enemy territory. Don't worry, we're about to free you very soon. Don't panic. Gonna get centralized power to upgrade my peasants to the home guard because there are rebels everywhere. Kia ora, Scott. Happy birthday for the other day. I hope it was a goodie. I hope it was a real goodie. I echo Terentius's happy birthday. And hello, Sedgehammer. Nice to see you in chat too. Cowboys were overpowered for a while. Now they need a small buff on them. Yeah, I could see a cause for a couple of extra combat strength on them. Maybe, what do you reckon? 4? 2? 4? Something like that. I watched the Elden Ring stream and saw all the birthday wishes. Felt pretty warm and fuzzy. Oh, good. I'm glad. I hope you had a warm and fuzzy day. You deserve it. You really deserve it. Okay. What does this siege look like? Probably really good, and I should probably just jump in and assume that it is really good. Yes. Let's declare war. Surprise! It's me again, but you didn't think you'd see that! They're gonna hold on to their flag this time, making it a little bit more challenging on me, but not the end of the world. I don't think. I'm a bit worried about me not positioning myself deploying on this high ground. But it looks like enough units have came out of this city that we should be able to make the most of it. Let's focus fire this unit, because I reckon it's actually the one that's the most annoying. I want to put my samurai up here, still doing work, by the way. And then probably get the swordsman back, defending this high ground, I think. Also deploy an additional gunner to... okay, to that low ground tile. I'll try and bait some units up to fight this guy. Maybe they'll leave the flag alone. The flag's going to be an interesting retake for me, actually. Ugh, this triple promoted gunner. Oh, please don't go down. We can try and break through and save you. Look at this absolute legend. Oh, Huck, brother. Hey, brother. Getting the plink off here is super valuable. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get through and save that unit, but we do need to try and get some firepower through. So I'm gonna have to send a gunner down like that and a gunner down like that. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. I need to try and move through and recapture the flag. So let's do that and defend on this crappy low ground spot. That unit decided not to take advantage. It decided to run for the gunner instead. A bold play, if I've ever seen one. A very bold play. Alright, we can destroy all of those peasants there and stab down at you. And there we have it. The Siege of Hattusa. Not without a few losses, but I consider that to be a raging success. Another surprise war. We've also picked up the Angor. What? Which is great. +1 food per faith. Even more benefits to picking up St. Bazzies over here. Cool. Okay, brilliant stuff. Ooh. My lack of preparation is going to cost me over on this front, though, potentially. I wonder if I want to peace out of this war and buy myself a bit more time. Sure.
Enough blood has been shed.
Let's peace out. Buy myself a bit more time. We'll give them Mick Buddha. We'll give them Mick Buddha, but also they've left... They just haven't even taken this one. What are they doing? Idiots. I have enough space for an extra city, and we did unlock 3-masted ship. So let me quickly turn this into a new city. I love it. The city of Beijing, of course, aptly named. Let's get a grand tea house down in Beijing. I'm gonna pump out some populations to finish these districts. Because I think that the districts are more important than the pops. Food's going to be kind of hard to come by. Industry, not terrible. Science, dreadful. Industry and food, by the looks. Yeah, industry and food. It'd be a shame to have saved this special spot to then only build a Hagen squatter there. Aww. Oh, dear. I'll go for a food district in the middle of the desert. And another one there. And another one there. Because Beijing is obviously going to need some food if it's going to want to survive. So I can get them built very quickly. We won our war, naturally. Was there ever any doubt? Unfortunately, I don't have the war support to take it all, but I can take Hattusa. And that will really significantly push them back now. Yoink. Thank you very much. And now I'm way over my city cap. Cool, 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 cool. Trade the luxuries with these nubs. Not the end of the world. I don't think we're going to gain a lot from it, put it that way. And this story, the story of Onondaga, is going to be a very similar story to the one you've seen play out before. We go for a relatively fast early war.
30 farmers' quarters is quite a milestone.
My economy is a big issue. A big old issue! Might need to move through as the Texans soon, just to increase my yields, I think. Let me check the stars. Catching up a bit, we're now within 1,000 of this player. This player's in the industrial era as well. Is in the industrial era, whereas I'm not yet. So, feel like fame is still on my side. Quick mental maths suggests to me that I could probably move through now and get the extra benefit and forego the fame and still have a reasonable chance to win this game. So I think I'm going to do it. We're going to jump into the Texans. I'm so excited to try them.
Doubling up regions and stars at a rapid pace. With 12 expansionist stars, you must have nervous neighbors.
I do have time to chill out and build up, though, and I did spend a lot of money to afford myself that time. It's an important point, but I'm going to move through. I want to see these Texans. I want to see them right now. Call me impatient Larry, but I am. Let's do it. The Aesthete Texans. Industrial era, modded culture, made by A.M. Hofmeister themselves. 3 more turns? Fine. I will give you 3 more turns. Only because I'm assuming you've put some credible logic behind that. What star are you after for 3 turns? Silver. Yeah, alright. And I'm actually 2 over my city cap, so that's kind of impressive. That I'm still even generating so much influence. I guess the penalty's only 120. Yeah, I can afford that. And actually, maybe I should be operating in the mindset that I should be +2 over at all time. Whereas the normal mindset for a normal playthrough is +1. I feel like because I'm doing such an influence-heavy run, that I can probably get away with more of a +2. Hattusa is struggling to grow. It's tempting to fire a whole load of people out of it, but I won't. I'll just influence and be tolerant of other people's religions for 7 turns.
Well, there's something to be said for unswerving dedication to a cause.
Keep my gunners defending against all of these rebels. They'll sort of periodically maybe take a stab at me. Republic evolution is something I'd like to save towards. It's a shame I can't go down the Democratic Republic route because that would keep me on full liberty. And I don't really want to be a one-party state. So actually maybe I'm just going to ignore the rest of these civic branches. Because neither of those benefits actually serve me, you, the Empire. Let's get patronage. That could serve us instead. I think it's probably got a much better chance of serving us instead, to be frank. Who's Frank? This This gunner's gonna get ambushed. Oh, friend. Just go down fighting, I guess. Oh, that's such a crying shame. It will take one night down with it. Again, the old rebel invasion. Get some military stars off it at least. I almost in a way, not to try and put a silver not to try and paint everything as perfect, but I mean there is some benefit in that. Because the rebels aren't mine, but they're providing me with military stars. They're doing it in a very annoying way because they're costing me population and so on, but they are providing me with some stars. Maybe I should use my noggin. No, I can't afford to. I need to finish these stupid grantee houses. Okay, are we happy? I think we're happy. That is really that is a lot of fame from one of those gold stars, isn't it? 20,000, 20 turns. Nah, let's go Texan, baby. I don't want to lose them. Look at this. If they were the Zulu, they'd be lost already. Let's jump in. Texas. As a reminder, if you're just tuning in, the Texans will provide me with extra influence on religious districts and also districts that provide combat strength. A note, my religious districts now also provide combat strength. The Rodeo Range is not a religious district, but it does provide me with a whole lot of influence per farmers, a load of money per horses, and you'll note some pretty good adjacency bonuses here for me in particular for farmers' quarters. Their Frontier Cowboy is a weak unit. We probably think actually a little too weak, but maybe it has some good flexible defensive bonuses that I could take advantage of if a player like the Zulu or the Persians declare war on me again. Let's not forget they've already both tried to do that at least once this game. I would be very surprised if they didn't try and do it again. I might build Beijing up to be the city that all the rest of these cities want to be. The cities that their girlfriends told them not to worry about, so to speak. Nice defendable spot up on a hill versus my opponent. Seems good. Let's get the triple garrison move there. And then maybe that's probably going to be a good food district. Yep. And then we connect this up and make all of these territories part of Beijing's core city center. That will allow the peasants who live in Beijing to run up and hide and defend from the high ground. Important because Beijing is by far and away probably the most vulnerable city I have. Although actually that being said, it's got a really brilliant natural defense to the north. It's just kind of these open plains out of both Avaris, Ninua, and Luluban, who can just stream in here. Also potentially a threat from this player, who I haven't actually really had a lot to do with.
I warn you,
Why are we not doing anything? You also want Mekduba. Mekduba's not even mine. They've declared war with me as well. Maybe I should stop challenging people over Mekduba. I'm just going to reload that and not challenge people over Mekduba. The fact that they're still pushing a demand against me for a territory that's not mine, and I can refuse that demand and then have them declare war on me, doesn't quite make logical sense, and I'm willing to let myself away with a cheeky reroll for that. I'm sorry. Remember the Elmo seems to have given me around 200-ish influence. That is pretty good. It is pretty good. Considering this playthrough hasn't been set up with the Texans in mind either. Like you know, I'm not set up to beat them really. As I was saying though, I will reenact this. Oh, the plan with Beijing has. Oh my god, I have to build the Rodeo Rangers. Stop everything. Stop everything. Look at this. Oh, amazing. I'm wondering if I want to build it like there or something to preempt the foodie districts that are going around it. Yeah, let's do that. That is awesome. Give me Rodeo Rangers, baby. Oh, brilliant stuff. 30 food, 36 influence, and, 17 food, 30 influence, 36 gold-ish on each one of these. Here, 32 influence, slightly less gold. Okay, Durdusk, again, around sort of 10, 20, 30. Food, gold, influence. Food, gold, influence, 10, 20, 30. I like it. I like it a lot. I would say it's more valuable than probably most of the districts that I've already built, to be fair. This game. In fact, it probably is the best unique I've built this game. Oh god, these tea houses. Oh god. I don't even know what to do about this place. And I don't think that a fantastic rodeo is going to save it, but 64 influence out of a freaking rodeo, it's got to be said. Oh, I desperately need industry here, eh? I need it so bad. I'm gonna fire some people out to get some extra industry. I think it's just got to be done. The capital doesn't have these really basic industrial improvements, so I'll fix those. I'm gonna go for a very quick break. I'll be right back. Oh yeah, the money from the rodeos may help me get out of this red situation. That's a good point. Let's move them to the tea houses. I'll keep the high furnace going because I feel like that's just a massive oversight by me. And then shift some of these rodeos to the start. Really great point. Let me also put us back on the gameplay screen, shall I? That feels like a good idea. I'll do just that. Interesting. Over 50 likes. Okay. We'll see how it goes. Religious rights, new civic available. Minus 30% cost on religious districts could be useful for me moving forward. Of course, not all that useful, really, because of how late we are. Conquered empires, maybe. Could help me end some unjust wars, potentially. Yeah, let's just unlock procession. I never do communal rights.
Might I recommend throwing in a few feasts?
I don't want to mess with my ideological axis though, so I didn't want to choose the other option for literally just that reason, to be honest. More rodeos, did somebody say? 26 bucks on that one, and actually positive stability. So, yeah, I'll build that. I'll build that. And I feel like maybe Cavemanism, one turn away. Okay, jump through there. It should have another industrial improvement, no? No, it just doesn't. It just doesn't. That's it. That's literally all she wrote. Okay. Well, just do the rodeo, Chief. Just rodeo like there's no tomorrow. Save me, Texas. Please. Save me. The economy is horrifically in red. It's got to be said. Dr. Seuss. Would have Sony triggered a migration against me? Ah! Those cheeky... Okay. Go on, Beijing. Just build up and be the little freaking mountain fortress that you want to be. Ian Dusk could flex its military might, scare off these rebels. You can see that military build up on its border, though, makes me think. Firstly, is there a rodeo for me? You bet your backside there is. Maybe the charcoal kiln first. And then I think a additional gunner after the rodeo. The rodeo might be a good idea. Celebrate on the cities or ignore? Let's just ignore. I don't have $450 to be paying for parties right now. Are you kidding me? Jeez. That's to clear out these dumb rebels. I say that, of course, in the nicest way. Idiots.
30 research quarters. It's a city so full of specialists that nobody...
Hella freaking hallelujah, we made it to patronage! This is super good. Of course, regular viewers will know I don't need to describe the power of building these manufactories. Shifting us up to the wondrous effect, the special effect. This could be the economy saver, maybe? If we can get a gold one. Do I have a gold one? No. I have dyes. That's not terrible. Maybe actually also building some market quarters here in the capital could be the way out of this mess. I'm gonna expel population to improve these. We've also got the one for whale poop, somehow. Oh my god, it's all the way out there. I love it. We'll shoot another 6 people out of the capital. So long as we've got all of our industrialists industrializing and enough food people to do, you know, sort of slightly foody things. I think that's okay. Materials procurement is not a terrible one, but also, again, I just don't really think that I need it. I don't need religion. I don't want Republic Evolution. I mean, the marginal benefit on these is pretty low. I guess I do want to build a few garrisons, so maybe producing them 50% cheap is not terrible. Beijing is actually building some right now. Let's do that. Save Beijing a few turns. Convert some influence into production effectively is, in my mind, what just happened. And I need to start thinking about ways to convert my religion, my influence rather, into other things, because obviously I'm going to have a lot of excess influence, particularly as these super powerful rodeos come online. Frontier Cowboy, I don't think it's worth beelining for. Plus 10% science, even that is arguably not that great. I would like to do some trade soon, so maybe grabbing guilds. Popping back for guilds, not a bad idea. It'll allow me to buy things 20% cheaper. And I'm soon going to be in the green and have cash to splash, baby. So maybe it'll pay off. I don't know. The extra food that Machu Picchu could provide... Angkor Wat as well, actually, could also be pumping out a whole lot of extra food. But what I was going to say was the extra food that Machu Picchu is providing, I think is just going to surge the empire up. We're going to fill in all of these population blanks. Every time I hit end turn, every city should be getting an extra population. The fact that this one isn't makes me concerned for it. Get your rodeos online, you fool! Dusk and Dawn. We might give you maybe your own, one of your own sources of food. And then maybe up the pressure on cavemanism. Just keep building rodeos, I think. Just keep on rodeoing on. This one I always forget. Child education. Is that the good one? +1 researcher slot per research quarter. +1 worker slot per makers. No. I want child employment, not child education. We want to employ the kids, not educate them. So let's force labor. It's a little brutal for an aesthete culture like me. A civilized aesthete, of course. They still haven't taken this territory, and I'm just kind of thinking, surely I go and grab that. I mean, it's right there. Let's do it. We can fight these rebels on the way through. This place is about to get an extra gunner, so it should be fine. Famous last words. Yeah, look, they got their gunner, they'll be fine. Might just sneak in one more, though. I hate those 7 units just aggressively standing there, but I mean, the fact that they haven't taken this territory really leaves me scratching my head. Look, it's got like a Greek building left behind here. What? Amazing. I'll leave these units here to think about what they've done, but actually, crucially, so that they can defend this territory, because it would have likely offended my neighbors, me grabbing that. I'm not oblivious to that. Attach it up there and grab my expansionist star. Also, give me another great place for a little rodeo. 14 food, 32 money, 36 influence. It's like a cookie cutter district, if I've ever seen. It's instant resolve to clear out those rebels. Great. And then get this extra rodeo down. You call that a rodeo? This is a rodeo. Hey, Undusk is pleased either way. Also, another opportunity for a really good hamlet, so let's get that done. Continue to swat off any rebels. Oh, we lost the Great Swordsman in the process. Not the end of the world. Cool, alright. Secured that expansion for Hey and Dusk. Dusk and Dawn. Loads of Dusk. It's gotta be said. Splash a bit of cash on a horse ranch and finish Angkor Wat, I think. Yeah. Wait, Angkor Wat? Sorry? Could you... Angkor what?
With 30 makers' quarters, the primary concern of this empire
Aww.
all those products shipped out of here.
I made demands.
Did somebody say tapping out of a war early? Ooh, they want Hay and Dusk. No, they did not. Oh my god, that is so scary. Flee. Freaking flee. I can't afford to be bombarded like that. But what I can do is retreat back here to the flag. Cavemanism's being pushed back by rebels, so it's hard for me to even move units out of here. Really hard. Okay.
Reaching the end of an ideology axis isn't extremist. Think of it as being
I wonder if
focused,
Beijing
yes?
could spare any
Very
capacity. It kind of
goal-oriented.
almost could. Let's get 2 gunners in Beijing anyway. Oh, see, look at that. I mean, it's just brutal. Even my best melee units behind my walls can't fight these gunners. We just have to freaking flee everybody back here. Unfortunately, they can fire through this mountain. Disaster. You forgot they could shoot through mountains? Might be able to do a little bit of the old frontline dance here and take out our unit, potentially. It's going to be a bit of a long, protracted, drawn-out siege. I don't have any strength to bring in to reinforce. Makes me think that the peace out option could be the way to go. At 39 combat strength, I'm about 10 combat strength behind their elephants as well. It means that defense could be easy, but offense is quite hard. I'm going to, unfortunately, I think, tap out there. Give them... concede quite a lot to them, but I don't see that going well for me in the immediate future. My economy is much stronger than it was last time I had to peace out of a war, thanks to actually, the Texas Rodeo ranches, am I right? Oh man, I mean, without the extra money from these things, I don't know how this would go. Let's do that, but then be really aware of, firstly, these rebels have got to go. There is just far too many. Far too many rebels around here. If I can't move through my own lands safely, that's a problem. And we've seen that as evidence by what just happened. If I can't move units through, what the huck is going on? So let's get some units. Let's get our best gunners that we can. Memphis has just grown into a super mega city! It's a little shy on food as a result. But don't let that put you off. This puppy is going places. I don't usually mess around with the mega cities too much, but interested to try it this game. What is this? This fight shouldn't happen. Oh. Jeez. Speaking of fights that shouldn't happen, that unit shouldn't attack, and these units have actually been... we lost Hay and Dusk, and so it's kind of divided this place in two. Let me use my ridiculous amount of influence to quickly turn one of these back into a city. That one. And grab this. Hook it up to Austin. Clearly Austin, Texas. I love it. I almost got lost in the madness and forgot. More garrisons, please! The extra people on food don't make a single ounce of difference because most of the food is coming from abroad. So we'll get Austin online, try and make it better than that city. And make sure that we don't lose any more after this. Get these rodeos down. Because clearly they were really one of the only things that saved the economy back then. Or now. Because we are still struggling slightly. Let's get the standing army up this way. It's going to run into trouble with these rebels from the Zulu. Every empire in the game is in rebellion right now. And it could be due to the fact that look how well my culture is spreading. Texan culture is spreading far and wide. Look, we're slowly pushing it out. Religious view, though. It's not really happening for me, is it? It's not happening. Should I just convert to Nubian polytheism and call it a day? Respect the seas. Raise monuments, plus 50 science on wonders. Fine. We'll bend the knee and convert to Nubian polytheism. I think the net benefits from that will be better for us than anything else. It may also help to reduce tension. A little bit. Maybe. I was hoping they would retreat toward the city. That's okay. The Dutch didn't appear to like that very much, though. Not ideal. Right now. I mean, it's just constant warfare, by the way. Oh, that's the trouble with being the player that likes to paint pictures and sing songs and write words, I guess. The aesthete of the group, right? Yeah, go on. Your hooves are no match for my bullets. Get out of the way. Oh, look, here comes some more! Oh my god. Everyone else's rebels are driving me absolutely up the wall. Look at my gunner right at the front. Let these speedrunners do their super speed charge at it. I'm hoping it'll just absorb all of them. I mean, they're just rebels at the end of the day. They're literally just peasants who have stumbled out from some city and thought, oh, this will be fun, we'll take out this guy. Try and reduce incoming damage. Lose a unit in the process. Oh, I lost that gunner as well, I hate you! This is not the time for me to be losing my gunners. Fighting these stupid rebels. Okay, cleared them all out. Lost a lot in the process, but gained some military stars. So maybe the constant peace out military star strategy has something to it after all. I'm joking, of course. Religious tolerance. I say no. Technologies are all very slow, which probably means you should invest in your science technologies. So let's get that and movable typeface, and maybe try and get some research quarters or something. I don't know, Chief. I don't think this is a very good attack by them. I'm just going to quickly manually resolve it because the terrain is very interesting. I won't focus too hard on min-maxing it too much, but yeah, look at this. So they've moved through this impassable terrain, squeezed in between a mountain range and my gunner. I mean, does that sound like a yikes or does that sound like a yikes? Could move to pin them in by trading some peasants, but I don't see there's any need to do that, actually. Now I do. Try and reduce the amount of damage that this guy's taking. And reduce their spawn points. Squeeze the— oh no! Now you see me. No you don't! Let's clear a way out of here for this gunner. Clear a way out of here for this peasant. And hold. This is an aggressive siege against me, it's important to note. Insta-resolve. I've just lost my capital. And the Haudenosaunee have declared— I feel like I feel like I should have definitely manually resolved the fight to defend the capital if I'm willing to manually resolve the fight to defend whatever that city was in the mountains. So I'm just going to quickly tap the old F9 button. Love it. How come he has so much debt? Is he role-playing the US government? Or really any modern government? No. Almost the opposite, actually. I'm having to spend my money to get out of wars, not put myself into them. So I feel like this was an easy manual— what just happened? What? I don't even know what is going on. I feel like the world has just turned into this absolute dumpster fire. Go for alchemy. Yep. I've got one gunner versus 3 people with swords. This historically would be a victory. It is. Okay, good. I'm gonna need you to take back the capital, I think. I'm gonna defend Beijing like our life freaking depends on it. We've got more battles. I'll retreat away from that one. And win that one with the insta-resolve. There's some more militarist stars. Every cloud has a silver lining. Losing the capital but having a unit stationed in it is pretty intriguing. Gotta say. Might just take that. Gah! Disaster. Okay. If I could just step back behind these walls, which are actually mine. I was just behind them before. The guys on the gate probably remember me. Thankfully, we can take out 2 knights thanks to our retaliatory damage in these fights. Right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Okay, great. Zulu and the Horde, the whole world has just decided, hey, let's declare war. This looks fun. I desperately need to get my capital back or there is no hope for this. Unfortunately, the peasants that I've just upgraded are now fighting against me and using their guns to their advantage. What is going on? Oh my god, the Stream Week finale has just turned a torch onto this trash can and lit it on fire. Weirdly, it seems to be Revenge of the Rebels. And they're not even mine! I'm 95% settled! But my neighbours are in such extreme rebellion that they're almost like sending their rebels, right? These ones belong to the Muggles. These ones belong to the Persians. Their rebels are stronger than I am. This is what's gone wrong here. In the weirdest way, I've been overrun by aggressive enemy rebels, and they've taken my capital and I can't get it back. What? I mean, this is absurd. You have to try and send these units out of Hattusa, which they actually shouldn't do because there's rebels here as well. It's a global rebellion. I'll just manually grab this. Do a little bit of that. Anti-cavalry and a gun. They've got high ground. Should be fine. And even though they're hashtag not my rebels, I do feel a sort of responsibility to clear these annoying people out. My biggest concern is the fact that everybody's declared war on me since I've lost my capital. Might clear these ones away from Memphis while I have the chance, while the city is actually still mine. We'll let them deploy because they're a whole load of crappy warriors, I suspect. Try and hold the walls as much as we can. They're gonna flood through because I don't have the numbers, but I definitely have the strength, which is why it so surprised me that we lost earlier. Okay, there we go. Memphis successfully defended. Heal the home guard up to full. Waiting to pounce on Caveman. It's gonna be... oh my god. Actually, these ones are just horses, so let's take them down. Don't have the movement. I'll do it next turn. Take them down. Manual just in case, but again, I don't think it's necessary. Give them a turn to run up and look at the walls, like any good horse would like to do, of course, when it's trying to invade a city with 2 guns in it. That one decided to hang back. A clever dude. I've won my war with the Haudenosaunee. It's a good start. It's a really good start. Get these gunners back to Austin. They're really the only thing that's going to be able to defend it if Scheist hits the fan. Let's check the fame. Closing in on first place. It might feel bad, but all hope ain't lost just yet, Texans. All hope ain't lost just yet. Cavemanism is really just the big tricky point for me. I think that, firstly, I should get this done, because this just provides good times. And then let's work on our counter force. So we'll go charcoal kiln and mix in maybe an anti-cav and a gunner to start with. Shift everybody onto industry, because clearly that's the most important thing. We've lost a lot of food as well, because we lost the capital. I'll keep people on industry for now, I think. Fire the scientists out to finish off the charcoal kiln. Help me grow population a bit faster too, which means I can put more people on industry in a weird way. And it could be kind of too little too late for a high furnace right now in Assur, so we'll leave that alone. This is a fight that is just so stupidly irrelevant. I'll bring myself outside my walls and take a beating for a turn. Sure. 2 turns even. As I spread the love across my different units. Pew pew! Okay, great. Memphis. Defenfis. Benfis. Great. In that turn. Am I ready to take back my capital city yet? Nearly. I would like Assur to provide a couple of units first, though, maybe. Another occupation here. I think I can get away with doing that. Yes, I can. Thank you, peasants, for your great service. You won't be forgotten. You defended us when we needed you the most. Might bring my gunners of Memphis up here. They will now look to maybe try and bait these guys. Oh my god, no. They are way too strong. In fact, I'm actually kind of scared to even have my units here at all. Also, could consider moving through to the next era. Is there an Aesthete culture that's even worth grabbing? What's the difficulty level? Maximum humankind difficulty. Unter. Always. Well, almost always. Retreat these units. Do not retreat that way! Where are you going? Your city is here, you fools! Let's have a quick look. Obviously, I would love to go with a non-Aesthete, but in sticking with the theme of the run, we have the Egyptians. Dreadful. The Indians. Maybe a bit better, but... actually, maybe this is an Indians game. Huh. Or we transcend as the Texans. Let's run up a poll now, because I'm just not quite sure whether I'll move through quickly or slowly. Will this be a fast one? Will it be a slow one? I don't know. What do you think I should do? Let me poll you, and we'll find out. The Indians do have that faithy element, Hoff, and that's kind of the thing that drew them toward me a little bit. Although I don't know, like, is faith really going to be the thing that saves this game? Is it faith? I don't know. Let's try the Indians. Their next door neighbor, of course, as you can see, the Egyptians, or we could transcend as the Texans. Who will it be? Let me know! Place your votes! I'll be right back. I've got the Alamo plus 3 faith per adjacent district. Yeah, extra combat strength. Yeah, the Alamo. Don't forget the Alamo. So many people think that Texas should be the remained option. Do my first humankind run myself currently. Oh, cool, Unto, good stuff. Wicked. I hope you win. I hope you do better than I feel like I'm currently doing anyway. Put it that way. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. I will also, unfortunately, have to kind of end the stream relatively soon, I think. Just as a forewarning to you if you're watching this live. This is now a 4v4. I have to clearly break these units if I want to take the capital back, but I feel like maybe a couple of these pretty powerful anti-cav dudes might be a good idea first. I need to take Cavemanism back because it's crippling me not having it. It's got all of my good stuff. That's a terrible fight. It was a draw, though. Oh, the Austin Defenders. The Austin Defender squad. Let's replace them slowly. Oh, so many rebels. Just remember, they're not mine, right? I just have to keep reminding myself. These are not my rebels. I don't need to worry about them. I just need to worry about them when they actually take my freaking cities. But apart from that, they're not actually my problem. They're not my population. Could use my Aesthete affinity bonus, you reckon? Try to influence my old capital. Is it not under my influence? It's well and truly under my influence. Back to Hattusa you go. Why did you leave? I haven't been able to... Also, it's worth noting, haven't really been able to afford to use this ability because the economy's been in the red for so long, and I don't know if I want to spend over 3 turns worth of money on it. Do I? Do you think that there's actually value in using it on the capital? I guess I could... yeah, we could potentially squeeze out this Persian influence with it, maybe. It is literally impossible for me to use it on the old capital. Not the ability, the bonus to affinity. Use your affinity bonus. Assimilate, which lets you incorporate better. You're referring to ideological proximity is always maxed out? I assume? Oh my god, they're independent people. I could splash a whole lot of cash and assimilate it back into me. I understand what you're saying now. When you say reincorporate it, you mean reincorporate it peacefully. By spending influence, not bringing it under my influence. I understand. Yes. I understand what you're saying now. Huh. Yeah. Yeah. That means I don't want to fight these units. Because it'll ruin the score. So if they choose to fight me, it's going to go really bad. So I want to try and make myself look as unfightable as possible. So if I strengthen up all these units, but don't attack, because I don't want to lose my influence, right? That's going to be the annoying thing about this, is I don't have enough to do it in 1 turn. So I'm going to have to try and do it over a couple of turns. But it's a really fun idea, and I really like it. Let's try and assimilate the independent people by spending influence on them. Such a fun idea. Yeah, yeah.
2 grand. Put me at plus 20. Turn's worth of gold. Now cheaper than a turn's worth of influence, maybe? Put them up to plus 24, they put me at plus 40. Sure. Ah! Please, let me get back onto land. And also, please do not attack me. Holy moly. Oh, they're just gonna chase me down and sink me in the sea. Oh, disaster. Do we have any reinforcements we can get here? No, it's too difficult. It's literally just too difficult to move that way. This is now maybe 2 turns away. The question is, do I want to commit a whole load of influence to it? I don't think I do. So we're at 42. 24 and 24 is 48. That would put me at 90. So I do need to spend just a little bit more on it. 26 and 26 is 52. Still won't be quite enough. Splash a bit of cash. 56. Oh my god. Okay, now it's done. I love it. We're just gonna peacefully take back what's rightfully ours. That is cool. Retreat away from these fights. Please, I mean no harm. Do not attack me, just in case. Oh, shoot. Hattusa in Hattusing trouble. Hopefully I can block the coastline and just stop it. Trouble is, they're going to be able to burst their way through, so I just have to keep plugging the holes. And stabbing the unit at the front as well. I think that's... Oh, actually, maybe that's not important. Maybe I just want to drag this out. Yeah, I think I'll just drag this out, actually. We drag it out enough turns, we'll be able to get reinforcements or something back there, I figure.
You're at the end of an
Get the extra science in the turn. Assimilate the capital back into our control. Please. If I've done the maths right, I should have had just enough influence. I do not. I balls that up. It's going to take an extra turn. Shoot. The Zulu are putting in a lot of effort into taking this city. Here come the Zuluin fleet. That's a yikes. I don't think piecing out of this war would be a good idea to save this city, would it? What do they want? Axolotl. And 3-4 to save Hattusa. Trade Axolotl for Hattusa? Okay. I'll swap you. You can keep Axolotl, and I'll keep Hattusa. And we'll all just go back to being friends. Great. Alright, situation slightly averted. Crisis ever so slightly averted. Let's end that turn. Take back Caveman. Yoink!
You have added
Yay! Let's finish Angkor Wat, shall we, in celebration. One population. Feels good. And keep building these rodeos, I guess.
But for the care it took with
They'll be pumping a whole lot of extra food into these cities as well, like I say, which is always a good thing for them. Maybe some science districts wouldn't go amiss. Down here. Ears. Fortify up this coastline. I'm going to learn my lesson here and just completely build up fortifications around this city, I think. Seems to be the only way forward. Hattusa is a precious gem and I do not want to lose it. Insta resolve that fight because it's going to be a victory. And clean up on aisle 3. Let's get rid of the last remaining rebel scourge. Just to ensure that what we have is actually ours and that no one's going to steal it from us. Look, here's another one. Insta resolve, insta success. Nice. Consider yourself tidied. Nearly. Although it looks like there's just an outpouring of them down south here. Jeepers creepers. We have to send in the military police or something at this point. I mean, this is almost out of hand. That'll do. Just slowly adding in a couple of extra gunners around the edges. The Mexicans have decided to fight me as well. They'll be likely going after Beijing, I assume. I don't think they can win this so long as I can defend these two cities. Which is, of course, as we know, much easier said than done. But no, I do think that the defense is pretty important. So let me get some extra defenders in here. In Austin and Beijing as well. You can probably forget about your science aspirations just for the time being. And maybe deliver a few extra defenders. Yeah, good call. You're going to be on the front line. In fact, you already are on the front line, so take care. Clear out the rebel scum. God, there's so many of them. Ah. Wait for this gunner to catch up, maybe? Hey, catch up? There we go. Nice. Keep clearing them out. Keep getting military stars. I note that we're in second now, so that's something. I think there's quite a few players still at war with me, but I'm just going to ignore them and pretend like they don't exist. This is the level that we've got to now. There are just too many wars. I have to just focus on playing a defensive Texan game, I think. Fortifying up. We're in second place. We're actually just about to move into first as well. So, how do you like me now? Spend a bit of influence to hold my cultural hold over Hattusa. Send that unit to Caveman, and bada bing, bada bam, bada boom. We are away and laughing. Oh, hold on. Here's an insta-resolve I meant to insta earlier. Please tell me we're still alive and okay. We're alive. I don't know if we're okay, though. Now we're barely alive. But saving money per turn. Always look on the bright side. Kill these two gunners, merge them together. Those rebels are actually far too strong, so we're going to flee back from them, hilariously. Look to get 2 stabbers in the 20 fields. Maybe deploy them on the caveman city itself, which I note has almost no districts. Like, it's gotta be said. Did you forget to build? There's an easy defend in Memphis. It can spend $0 to finish that rodeo range as well. That's a good buy if I've ever seen one. Boom. Go the Americans? Surely. Surely we just ditch the Aesthete theme. I mean, we could. Or we could go for the Indians for the faith boost. I could stay as the Texans. Actually, 73% of voters just want to see me play Texas throughout the rest of the game. We have just moved into first place. That makes me feel good. Despite all of these dead players around us. We've just taken first. Hella freaking Luya. I feel a great sense of relief. And success, actually, to be fair. Do we have loads more stars to earn still? A couple. A couple. Would be nice to get that one expansionist star. Surely there's a way to grab that. Actually, hold on. Oh, we're not at war. Is anybody still fighting me?
Sovereign.
You are. Losing war support like there's no tomorrow. So it's just dark green. God, I would love to build that rocket cart so badly. But I won't. I'll just get some more stabbers to defend Beijing. And, like I say earlier, I am going to have to end the stream here and call a wrap, curtain call on the streams that have been Super Stream Week. People seem to enjoy it. I had a lot of fun with it. It's got to be said, probably too much fun. A lot of you seem to as well. We had some regular viewers. We had some viewers who hadn't tuned in a long time. That was cool. Some new viewers as well, which was awesome. I will also maybe end this run here. I mean, I'm happy to continue if we want to see it continued, but I also know that continuing a run is never as popular as the first time I've started it because it's just not as interesting. And going through a third time is almost... You almost wouldn't even get out of bed for a third time. So, we might say this has been a victory. It looks like the writing is on the wall for my victory, but also, I will save it just in case. If you want me to continue it, continue or keep probs not Texas is what I'm going to call it, and we'll just keep it there just in case. But like I say, I think I'll call the curtain call there, call that a victory slightly prematurely. And also the curtain call on Stream Week. There were a couple of super chats 3 hours ago. Dusk and Dawn super chatted twice in this stream, which I super appreciate. More than, I mean, I say it a lot. I was gonna say more than words could say, but I do put the words out there a lot, so maybe not. I don't know. Also, a couple of new Twitch followers I noticed at the start of the stream too. Thank you for following along. And I feel like there was something else that I wanted to say or address on this ending screen as well to you late birds who are here at the end of the stream. You Turrentiuses and Hoffs and Hexes. 4 Civilizations. 10 is still in the game. Brutal math. Yeah. Other way around, but yeah, totally. Totally. And thanks too to everybody who's tuned in on Twitch. Toward the end of the stream here, the Twitch viewers start to get closer to the YouTube ones, which is always really interesting to me in terms of total numbers. Unter, for example. Thanks so much for tuning in. I don't think there'll be a stream tomorrow. I will try and pull together a rough schedule for what next week / this week, because of course today it's Monday for me, what this week's streams will look like, but that might not be out for a day or so. Either way, I'll keep you posted on Twitter and maybe on the YouTube channel page as well. Take care. Good night, Torrentius. Yorkie, I hope you're feeling better and you've got your feet up. A nice warm cuppa. Happy birthday again to you, Scott, for 2 days ago, or yesterday, I guess. If you're in America, it was your yesterday. Time zones. And I'll see you all next time, everybody. Take care.